Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Never before has one radio show been so extreme. So vulgar.
Fuck you, I'm not a pussy. I was accustomed to getting blown and having my ass eaten.
This is insane. I mean, this is insane.
So flatulent.
Why do we even try? Let's just fart into the mics and call it a day.
This is the funniest shit ever.
It's a weird show.
That's what's real. That's sex.
Oh!
Tune in with no expectations.
Quite simply, the greatest show in the history of broadcasting.
Here we are, the Opie and Anthony Show.
Another 4 hours of love.
You guys having a good time or what?
Yeah, check, yeah, check it. I'm up early in the morning, yawning. Put Opie Anthony, yeah, Jimmy Tranny pawning. Opie like brother man, Ant wants to join the clan. Jimmy on the other hand, he working the other hand.
Turn my headphones up.
There are horrible people to say in this old objectionable human beings, and I want you to know unacceptable to my scene, but I'll give it a go. 50 Cent, Larry King, Opie and Anthony Show.
Go. I know you feeling the flow. While Opie's mother hucking, Jim's trying to get blown. Then we come to play around and we still in the show. I know you never heard nothing like this before.
How important is the board? Bored you'll never be, and don't worry about getting shot when you're with Anthony. Oh yeah, on the edge of your chair. Cause you really want to hear Opie, Anthony, and Jimmy. Just keep it right here.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Yeah, the Opie, Anthony Show.
Yeah, check it. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Yeah.
It's the Opie, Anthony Show.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, now Mike Tyson up in this bitch. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Booga, booga, booga.
Enough of this palaver. Let's get this show on the road.
Really interesting. Morning. We're Sans Anthony today. It's me and little Jimmy Norton.
Yes, Anthony had, he's doing that dental thing, and he went with, I think he had 9 teeth pulled yesterday.
Yeah, he had 9 teeth pulled, and he's very swollen. And I begged him months ago that he cannot come in here with false teeth. And I guess he's coming in here with false teeth in the near future.
Well, he's got
and
9.
I will not be able to do radio staring at Anthony with false teeth. I know they do a much better job with that stuff these days,
yes,
but I just can't do it.
I don't know what they're going to do to fill 9 teeth.
9
gap.
teeth. So he's hurting today.
Yeah.
And he called it because of the swelling.
I think he's embarrassed that they're just missing.
Of course he's embarrassed. Between the swelling and I don't know, a lot of his teeth missing. How many teeth you got in your mouth? 80?
I don't think it's quite 80.
No?
No, I think it's
Is it
closer to
30 or 40?
40, 41 maybe?
probably around
80.
I don't think it's. I'm pretty.
30, 20.
I think it's about 80.
Less than 80.
Aren't we supposed to know this? How many teeth do we have? I think that's one of those numbers we're supposed to just know.
I'm going to say about 40.
40?
My guess was close to 40. Just Google it.
How about like...
Yeah, just count. I counted half of my bottom.
There's no way there's 40.
Well, yeah,
You're fucking with me.
No, because you hit 10. If you have your wisdom teeth in, you hit 10 like
don't have my
halfway.
wisdom
My wisdom teeth came in perfectly.
Look at you, special boy.
Although I got a crooked one down below, in the middle.
We always bite the back of my tongue.
That haters love to point out. That's another thing.
They notice your crooked wisdom tooth?
God, they notice
I never noticed that.
fucking little thing.
I've been looking at your mouth for 13 years, but that's not a wisdom tooth.
I got a crooked one. It's like real poor. I might finally fix it now that
Wait, you got a wisdom tooth in the front?
No, you can't have wisdom teeth.
You can't have wisdom teeth in the front. I'm just
push-
saying,
it
like
pushed it.
my teeth almost came in perfectly.
Oh, all of them.
I got just a little like one behind the other in my bottom row in front that people like to point out. They love pointing out our flaws.
Is it an extra? Is it an extra tooth?
I don't think so. I think my mouth was just a little small in that area and couldn't handle all the teeth.
My mother had too many teeth in her mouth.
Really?
She went through a lot of dental surgeries.
Too many teeth? How does that
her mouth
happen?
was small. I guess so. I'm guessing wisdom teeth. I remember a lot of times.
Too many teeth for her mouth.
For her small mouth, yeah.
But the proper amount of teeth.
Oh yeah. She was like a toothy idiot.
Okay.
I think that I remember coming home a lot of times with her when she'd have to go to dentist. She'd be miserable for a couple of days. She had a lot of dental surgery. Oh.
Did I ever tell you that I went out with a girl that had 6 toes?
No.
On both feet.
Ugh.
Both?
Yeah, I mean they were removed, and her brother had the same thing. What the fuck is that?
They're frogs.
Yeah. What does that mean when you have a 6th toe?
I don't know.
But there was like a weird gap where the toe used to be.
On the end?
I don't remember anymore, to be completely honest with you.
Well,
I think it was between the pinky toe.
It wasn't between, right.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy. It would have been an easy fix if it was on the outside, because it wasn't like a good looking toe.
Oh.
It was kind of one of those a little extra.
Yeah, like a stump toe.
Yeah, so there was a little bit of a space there, I remember. Fuck, I forgot about that until this very moment. So anyway, Anthony's got the dental surgery. I heard 9 teeth. You heard 9 teeth.
Yep.
And that's only the first stage. I think, he's going to get another 9 or so taken out after the swelling goes down from this. And then he'll be, getting the false teeth. And
You better not come back here sounding like Mr. Spock. All the times he's made fun of denture mouth. Yeah.
Are they going to be too big? Are they going to be too white?
It's going to be really obvious.
I got a text, 32 teeth is how many we have.
32?
Yes, and Anthony's text was this. Hey, sorry for the short notice at 2 a.m. I didn't get it till this morning.
Right.
Sorry for the short notice, but I'm all swollen from 9 pulled teeth, and the throbbing isn't helping either. They're all upper, so it's hard to speak. I won't be in today. Again, sorry for the short notice. Was hoping it would get better.
What do you mean it was going to get better? That's not going to get better.
Yeah, in a few hours.
Yeah, you got to just deal with that for a while. So it's all good. We got lots to do today, man.
Good luck, Ant. Feel better.
We don't know who ate our cereal?
No, that was never established.
Don't worry, people. We're not going to do an hour on it today. I just wanted an update. We still don't know.
Everybody at the show that will remain nameless that's on after us.
Yeah, who said that yesterday?
E-Rock.
E-Rock, huh? Jeez, keeping us guessing. Always keeping us guessing.
Everybody on the Ron and Fez show said they have no idea, but it wasn't them.
Okay.
And I think they would tell the truth. I think when directly confronted, people would just have to admit it. I bet you it was one of those maintenance guys. I bet it might have been a new maintenance guy or a guy who's not on the crew all the time that didn't give a fuck, that just ate it. It's something like that happened.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the community.
You think so?
Has embraced that cereal, so we could do some racial profiling here, certainly.
Definitely. The fact that it was the Cinnamon Toast Crunch that was open, not Apple Jacks.
What are some of the cereals that the community have embraced? I know one is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because don't they even, abbreviate it or something?
I don't know what the abbreviation is, but I do know anything that's super sugary.
Like Cocoa and Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles.
Cocoa Puff.
Yo, Cocoa Puff!
How about
Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops.
Honey Nut Cheerios?
Yeah.
I guess Omar from The Wire liked them, so I'm assuming all black people do.
Honey Nut Cheerios?
Yeah, remember he was looking for the Honey Nut Cheerios?
I do not remember
Was
that.
it Honey Nut? What was it, Honey Nut cereal he was looking for?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I do know Fruit Loops is big in the community.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, they like Fruit Loops.
For the down lows?
I don't know.
Fruity Pebbles.
For the down lows?
Sugar Smacks.
Hey, I like
Stop saying them
Fruit
gangster.
Loops.
You're not saying them gangster.
Sugar Smacks.
Cocoa Puff.
Cocoa Puff.
Goddamn Sugar Smacks.
I like when he rocks urban.
Cookie Crisp.
What's that?
Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why are you in a good mood, E-Rock? Everything good with you?
I don't know, but you can ruin it, I'm sure.
I'm not going to ruin it.
That's how beaten down E-Rock is. He smiles. Everybody's like, all right, what's wrong?
I know, it's creepy. It's really creepy. So I guess because people are following along, they need to know if I ate the Lucky Charms yesterday.
Yeah.
There's still a fresh box of Lucky Charms in my house, unopened. Thank you.
But the Cinnamon Toast Crunch has been replaced, so we could make today cereal day at a moment's notice.
Fuck yeah!
Don't get the listeners all hoping. When we're eating and we're feeling good about it, they couldn't be happier for us.
I could tell you what happened yesterday. It's always one little thing that ruins the entire day of eating.
Oh, it's terrible.
Although I'm doing way better, obviously, look at me.
You look good.
I look great. I'm finally losing the baby weight.
Just thinking that.
Thanks, Sam. My daughter's first birthday is coming up very soon, so I drop my son off at school and then get the call that we're going somewhere. I'm like, cool, that's fun. We get to go somewhere in Manhattan. We went to try out cakes for the fucking birthday party.
Huh?
Just keep me away from this shit.
Do you get to try them out?
Oh, dude. Jesus Christ.
What, they give you a little slice of each? A little teeny...
They don't give you anything. You buy them. So she decided, 1, 2, 3, that we needed to try 4 of them. 4 slices.
Is this going to be a big party? Is that why?
I don't know. No, everyone's like kind of bailing because it's a second kid.
Oh, yeah.
The first birthday for my son, there was 100 people there. It was crazy. And for the second kid, we might squeeze 20 people, I think.
Right.
Squeeze 20 to 25. You know how they talk about how the second kid gets fucked?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm learning that quickly. No one gives a fuck like the first one. It's unbelievable. I'm glad I was the first kid out.
Yeah, me too.
But no one gives a fuck.
Unless you're the youngest. Like, if you're the youngest in a big family...
Youngest
or
is
the
good,
oldest.
too.
Yeah.
But second, man...
That was me.
Even I see that I'm not taking as many videos, not as many pictures.
Well, right, because you know what it's like. You got it the first time, and you can only assume.
But it's not
this
fair.
This is what a baby looks like.
It's not fair for the second child.
I think the second one, though, gets more breaks.
Right.
I think the first one is parents are more protective over and obsessive. I know I was the first. I was not allowed to do shit that my sister was allowed to do after me. Like watch rated R. I was so pissed when she got to watch rated R movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But they were overprotective of the firstborn. So being second is an advantage, too, I think.
Well, you ended up bringing prostitutes to your parents' house, so everything works out.
It all comes full circle.
My first kid, I got hundreds of videos of him almost walking because you just got to be prepared.
Sure.
I think my daughter officially started walking yesterday.
She's kickboxing and I don't have a picture.
and I don't have a video of it. She kind of took a half step yesterday, and I'm not prepared to take the video. I figure like when she finally starts walking, I'll just make believe that, I'll just film it perfectly and make believe this is when, you walked for the first time.
She'll be skipping. Like, oh, my gosh, what an advanced walker I was.
Exactly. I'm on a bike, Dad.
So, I know Jimmy goes to this, too. So, my wife looked up, like, the best cakes in Manhattan. And there's a place on the east side. I don't even know the name of it. I'm sure we can find it. They make crepe cakes.
Really? Like, how does that work?
I don't know.
You didn't see it?
I just know it was unbelievably good. Crepe cakes.
How many little pieces did you try?
Well, I tried everything because you have to, and then and then the one was so good, I ate the whole slice. As we're leaving, I'm like, what was that? Was that like 2,000 calories? Fuck!
What kind did you decide on?
There was a banana cream pie crepe cake.
That sounds good.
I had the pie word in there just so you understand. Banana cream pie crepe cake.
See, it's all about
look at this fucking thing.
It's just like layers of flaky deliciousness with cream in between. There's probably
a lot of flakiness.
Like 24 thin, flaky layers, and each one has a little layer of cream in between.
I don't think that was the place I went to because mine had a lot less of the flaky layers and a lot of banana in there. I know the banana's healthy, but
yeah, of course it is.
The fucking whipped cream and everything else that was in it.
It's like an E-Rock excuse. So it's banana cream pie. So it's banana.
I'm like, I'm eating it. I'm like, fuck. All I had to do was stay home, and I would have been good.
Well, you gotta
Why is it one thing every day? Why?
Because there's so many temptations and there's so many opportunities. It's like you're giving into one. Yeah. It's not like there's only one presenting itself. It's like you're only giving into one. It's very difficult. Sometimes I count victories of things I've said no to.
Oh, yeah.
Like sometimes, like, you know what? I could have had this today and I didn't. I did fuck up here, but I didn't have. Sometimes you got to look at all the shit you didn't eat, too.
I do that. I go, that would have been 250 calories.
Yeah.
I said no to.
The key is you didn't have crepe cake and Lucky Charms yesterday.
Well, thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
People say we sound like girls when we talk like this, but it's like, fucking, hey, how many morning radio guys are obese? A lot of them. A lot of morning radio guys are really, really fat.
Yeah, because they just eat everything in sight. You know.
People send you food.
People are saying at this point, Lucky Charms better fucking come to the table and start advertising on this show.
Yeah.
Because now I'm getting people tweeting me pictures of their bowls of Lucky Charms that they can't help themselves with.
Sweet cereal is just so good.
Yeah, look at the Apple Jacks. We gotta have some Apple Jacks today.
I've been staring at those boxes ever since you brought them up because we've had them here for 3 days.
Sounds like sounds in a strip club.
Staring at the box.
Yeah, clever. If I didn't trip on it for 8 minutes.
So there's your update. Yesterday was fucking banana cream pie crepe cake. It was ridiculous. They were fucking assholes in there, though. Man, that Upper East Side, for the people that don't know, there's a place called the Upper East Side in Manhattan. They are just fucking assholes.
Are they
over
shitty
there.
up there?
I think so. They are ridiculously rich, and what makes them shitty is that they're rich and they never earned anything. They're a few generations removed from the family members that made all that money. These fucking people have never worked a day in their lives. And I think that makes them shitty.
What's the difference between there and the Upper West Side?
Upper West Side supposedly is like more newer money, people that work hard and are doing well for themselves. You can just tell there's a drastic difference. Yeah. You got a lot of those like Carrie Bradshaw types walking around on the Upper East Side. If, you know, Carrie Bradshaw was kind of thrown in a gutter quickly, like if they're trying to have her look. Right. With all that wacky shit with the big bows and the stupid hats and all that crap.
Right.
You see that on the Upper East Side a lot.
All bloggers that somehow have $2.5 million apartments.
Yeah. And old ladies that you just know have never worked, and they just shop all day, and they try out the fucking crepe cakes, and that's their day, really, you know?
I think there's also more crime. The Upper East Side scares me more. Whenever there's a serial rapist or attacker, it's always on the Upper East Side, because whoever's doing it can go right back to Brooklyn or Queens faster. Like, you have more access to different boroughs, whereas the Upper West Side, it's like you gotta fucking go uptown, downtown, or swim to Jersey. There's fucking more. The Upper East Side fucking scares me more.
They got some of that weird crime up there, so I don't know.
It feels empty up there. Like, I've been up to the Upper East Side. I have no connection to it at all. Like,
because they don't want you around. So I mean, the whole area shuts down. Even
it does, right?
Oh yeah, they closed their shit a lot earlier. It seems to me, anyway.
No train.
No, there's not many trains up there, and I don't know. So that's where this joint was, and they weren't that nice, but their fucking crepe cakes were amazing. It was on 78th and Madison, somewhere around there.
It's an expensive lifestyle, this Manhattan lifestyle you got going on.
Yeah, you want to know how much the cakes are?
Well, I can't even imagine.
For a 6-incher, which is a small version of the crepe cake, is like 40 bills.
I've never even heard of going cake testing for a 1-year-old's birthday party.
Never. Not even for a wedding. Just, that looks good.
Obviously, it was an excuse to check out something that's pretty damn delicious.
How much is a big cake?
I forgot which they said. I don't know. It was like 60 or something. I forget. You could maybe look it up online.
My mom would have made you a cake for 20.
She hasn't made us shit, Sam Roberts.
She'd do a lot.
That was years ago.
For 20.
She got insulted because that other kid was making better stuff than your mom.
Was buying,
and then
not making.
And then she tapped out. I've been keeping track.
She didn't tap out. She tapped out.
She got her ass
rude.
kicked so bad that she tapped out of the whole competition.
She's smarter than you think. She knows what you're doing right now.
No, she doesn't.
You're just trying to squeeze more baked goods.
No,
out of her.
I don't want any baked goods anymore. Are you listening to what I'm saying here?
E-Rock is yelling in my ear about baked goods. He has in there. He keeps saying, "I have cupcakes in here. I have baked goods in here."
Why do you have baked goods in there?
We had some extras, so I brought them in.
Extras from what?
My wife made them for something else, and she had some extra cupcakes.
Wait, there's extras?
Yeah.
Are you feeling all right?
He doesn't like sweets, though. E-Rock's not a sweets guy.
No, I know. His thing isn't sweets, which is amazing.
E-Rock, bring him in and put him with the cereal.
See, I try not to fucking have that shit in front of it. It's really...
That's what I'm saying. If I don't see it, I'm good. I don't search it out. But if it's around, I'm fucked. I'm absolutely fucked.
I bought some fat-free puddings this week, and I couldn't... not fat-free, sugar-free puddings, and I couldn't have been happier with myself.
Who made the cupcakes?
The missus.
She just makes cupcakes?
She makes a lot of baked goods.
Wow, they look pretty.
Oh, they look really
These
good.
are rich
Let
dark
me see.
chocolate with vanilla frosting.
Yeah, I can't have any of
No.
those.
She made the frosting.
Please remove them. They look amazing, but I'm not going to have any.
You want one?
I have to be on TV soon. You know, I've got to keep this body looking fuckable.
Yeah.
Want to bring one to Jay?
No, yeah, I'll be great. I just put it in my luggage, pull it out all fucking.
This is from the guys.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I have 5 cupcakes in my luggage.
That'd be nice. So that was my my afternoon. The big crepe story. I think it really kicked ass this morning.
Yeah, you got to move out to the suburbs and save some cash.
No kidding.
No more of this big, fancy, rich living lifestyle.
No fucking kidding, man.
Cake testing and 20 G's for schools, and that's nonsense.
When is the birthday party? I want to come. I'm inviting myself to your.
You're more than
birthday party.
welcome. I'm not sure. Maybe next weekend. I think.
Yeah, I think I'm here.
All right. Well,
I want to do more normal things. Seeing my parents inspired me to do more normal things with my friends.
It
did. I want to do more
You
normal
were
shit.
panicking about seeing your parents.
I was amazing though. I was really glad. I was
had a good
panicking.
time?
Yeah, I was like, what we do.
All they want to do is love you.
Yeah,
You know.
they were fun.
And
Just
they,
went out and yapped.
and they don't make it about themselves.
Yeah.
And you just don't want that.
I like what I would rather we talk about other stuff, and we did. Me and my dad talk politics, and like that's what I would want to do with my parents, just hang out and talk to them.
Right.
But when you don't see your parents all the time, they just want to talk about you and what you're doing. And
Oh,
then,
really? How's that? That's weird.
Why? What does your mom like to talk about?
Are you kidding me?
She doesn't ask you how you're doing?
Fuck no.
I forgot.
What's she interested in?
Everything, but what I'm up to, I guess.
Oh.
I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah?
She doesn't give a fuck about my kids or anything.
Where's the conversation usually veer towards with her?
Her.
Oh.
And whatever is ailing her, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're over it at this point?
Fuck yeah.
Beyond.
Beyond.
I just too many problems. I just the opposite. They just want to tell me nice things.
Yeah.
They're very lovely people.
Yeah, I got 2 adorable kids, and she, you know, I don't know.
She's got her own stuff going on.
I don't know. Just no. She doesn't call for updates or anything. So whatever.
But it's like the second.
That must be a living hell for her, I would imagine, because that just sounds too fucked up to even understand.
Yeah. Can you imagine living in that world where you're that fucking, like, you just, you know, I try to look at people with mental illness a little bit. It's hard. I get emails, whenever we bash people with mental, I always get emails from people, and they're like, fucking, you know, dude, you don't understand. I say, all right, maybe not. I don't know.
No, the only reason I bring it up is because a lot of people understand. What are they talking about when they write you and say you don't understand?
Well, people that have it, they're like, I don't do that stuff that you talk about. And it's like,
All
well,
right.
maybe you don't, but I'm, you know.
Well, maybe try to have a little awareness. But we talk about it because everyone's dealing with this. That's what you learn.
Yeah.
Everyone has at least 1 or 2 around them that just takes up everyone else's fucking time.
Everyone's energy.
Holy shit.
They never know they're doing it. Or if they do know, they're purposefully unaware. It's a really... And that's the part that drives you crazy. It's not the crazy people like the people that wind up doing something terrible and then just blabbing into fucking, you know, into a mirror. Like, they're like nuts.
Right.
But it's the people that are fucking, that know they're doing it on some level and don't give a fuck, or they purposely avoid seeing it. That's irritating.
Oh, it's a drug for them. They get off. I really believe they get off on it. I really believe people are much. This sounds a little strange, but much happier not being happy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they don't like that feeling of actually being happy is so foreign to them. They can't go there. So they'd rather fucking destroy everything around them. They're comfortable in that environment.
In the recovery, one of the recovery books I read, they say that you get like being unhappy. They say it sounds weird, but you take a misshapen pleasure in being unhappy and in being.
Yeah.
It's like a comfortable.
Yeah, it's
thing.
a comfort zone.
Yeah,
you know, yeah. People just like being in a comfort zone, no matter what that is. You know. And whether it's a shitty job and they're too scared to move on to a better job, but they're comfortable in their shitty job, so it's a safe place. You know, people do that all the time. They do it with their marriages and whatnot. Everything.
Yeah, they've decided this is life. And so they don't want to try to change anything for the better because that creates a challenge.
Not even creates a challenge. It's too scary to even imagine that you could better yourself. It's a scary place.
And it's sometimes the process seems overwhelming. Like, oh, Now I gotta look for. It's like all this stuff you start thinking. I can't even get new furniture, much less get out of a marriage. I don't know how people do it.
I can only talk. You know, my expertise is radio, and I saw growing up a lot of guys that were very talented and way ahead of what I was doing at the time. But they were too fucking scared to take that step and move on to, in my world, a bigger, a bigger opportunity, a bigger city. And then, you fast forward, and I was brave enough to fucking do it for whatever reason. Maybe because of my upbringing, I just wanted out and fucking, live my life. And then, you revisit some of these people that absolutely were ahead of me at the time, and now they're just fucking jealous assholes. Right. I'm like, I know you, and I know you had a chance, and you chose, for whatever reason, not to go for it, because I truly believe because they were scared. Yep. And they were comfortable in where they were at. So, whatever.
Yeah. So we had a lovely time. We sat on my sofa.
Yeah.
I told you we sat on my sofa.
Yeah. Were you scared they were going to find something laying around your apartment?
You know, it was so weird I was so glad because my dad at one point used my bathroom in my bedroom.
Oh, shit.
And he took a few minutes. And I'm like, I wonder if he has that instinct to go through I don't know if he did or not, to look at my medicine cabinets to make sure I'm not up to any funny business. But I would remember thinking, like, it's so nice to have zero to worry about. Like, no, I didn't care. There's nothing they could have found.
Right.
I mean, I gotta look on my computer at porn or go to my fucking history and see I've been jerking off on Xtube.
No stains on your furniture that you'd have to pass off as Pepsi stains?
No, the sofa's new. And we just kind of stayed there. But no, it was nice to not have to worry about anything they could find. Or I didn't care what they did. They could look in the medicine cabinets. There was nothing there that shouldn't have been there.
I love looking in medicine cabinets.
You do every time?
If you're going to fucking tell me where the bathroom is and it's upstairs in a faraway land, I'm taking a peek every time. Oh, yeah, you gotta.
What was the prank where they put... I think of this every time I open a medicine cabinet, where somebody put marbles in the medicine cabinet, so if anybody opened it, all the fucking marbles would come falling out.
Oh, that's great.
I forget where I heard of that happening, if I saw it on a prank show or whatever.
That's funny.
But I think of that so much, like, because there's just no way to stop marbles from tumbling out the medicine.
That's great.
That is an amazing fucking prank.
Yeah. I put the word in to Ronnie B, by the way. I asked him if he wants to come in today and, do a little radio. I haven't heard back from him, which is fine either way. But I would love to just do some time with Ronnie. So that might happen later. Who knows? Is this the marbles thing?
I think it is.
Guy looking, he's washing his hands.
Marbles Large on YouTube is the video we're looking at right now. This looks too set up.
It looks fake and there's too many... And he just walks out.
It's a funny idea, but this one is fake.
How many marbles are there in the fucking thing?
And there was nothing else in the medicine cabinet.
That would never fall out.
No.
It would fall out in 2 seconds.
And the guy just casually walks away. No, I'm not buying it.
How many fucking marbles are there?
They rigged it. They set it up, obviously.
Of course they did. That stinks.
That's just stupid. It was much funnier when Jimmy was just talking about us.
Yeah, I picture this being put in, and I guess I didn't see this video, but I've heard of it, so maybe it was just something I'd heard someone did. I think that's a very funny idea.
Yeah.
If you put 30 marbles in or 20 marbles, and you open a medicine cabinet, they're just going to come tumbling out. You know how loud marbles would be in a bathroom?
Of course.
Everything's porcelain.
We should set up this bit.
Yeah.
We don't have a medicine
For anyone that's
or marbles
coming over to my house in the near future, I might be setting up this bit, so you watch out. Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to warn people before you do it.
That's true.
That seems... He was just hiding?
Huh?
Okay. Now, at the end of the video, he was like hiding, and then he came out and left the bathroom after all the marbles had come out.
Well, can't you stage that better? To be a fake video?
100%.
Of course.
That was terrible.
All right, we should do some shit, I guess. So the parents were cool, huh?
Yeah, man, it was fun. We just walked around. And I told you to watch it. It was actually, the special we watched was actually on Sirhan and on Mind Control. It wasn't on the Unabomber. I watched it after they left.
Yeah.
And I just dozed off on the couch a little bit while we were talking. It was just relaxing.
You're just chilling out.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's your parents. It's like, what are you gonna talk about?
The big news: Mariano Rivera, his last fucking game at Yankee Stadium, and wow, what a moment! Travis was telling me about it this morning. I'm not a Yankees fan, and I'm pretty much not a baseball fan at this point. But I hear it was just an amazing moment last night. Where's Travis? He's coming down the hall.
Yeah.
All right. But basically, Mariano Rivera, he's on the mound, and they sent Andy Pettitte and Derek Jeter out to the mound to take him out.
Oh.
So I guess they basically just wanted all Yankee fans to fucking, start tearing up and crying. They went for the moment, huh?
Right.
You're not a human if you're not affected by what happened at Yankee Stadium last night.
Yeah, it was great.
I just told Jimmy, so they sent Andy Pettitte and Derek Jeter out there.
Yeah, I couldn't hate the Yankees more, and this was just great. Yeah, like you have to if you don't appreciate this, then you're not like a baseball fan. You know? Like it's okay to hate the team
or a sports fan, I guess.
Or a sports fan, yeah. I mean, he's no question the greatest closer ever. So for this only happens like once in a
blue moon.
It'd be funny if he wouldn't get into the Hall of Fame. Imagine it took him 20 years to get in, and they put everybody instead of him in.
So what are the circumstances? Was it the ninth inning or?
Yeah, it was the ninth inning. He came in the eighth inning.
Were they winning or losing?
They were losing. They only had one hit. They were down 4-0, I think.
So there was no real reason to even bring him in, but obviously
it was
last game you bring him in for a little bit.
Last game at Yankee Stadium. He'll probably pitch this weekend in Houston.
Okay.
He might play center field.
What?
He loves the outfield. He wanted to be an outfielder.
Right.
So on Sunday he might play center field for an inning, and then
why can't he play for the whole game? Who cares?
I think.
What team are they playing? Are they out
Houston,
of it too?
Yeah, Houston's
so
the worst
both
team
teams are out of it. Who gives a fuck? Why does it have to be so proper all the time?
Well, he's not a professional center fielder.
Yeah, but put him in center field. Let him get his ass kicked.
I've heard people are saying that the plan might be to put him in center field for the eighth inning, and then keep him in the game for the ninth inning. To pitch the ninth inning.
It's going to get a little wacky.
I think Joe Torre and Roger Clemens will be there.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Torre more than Clemens is attached to him. Clemens,
Clemens just lives in Houston, so
he said, "Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm here.
I'll take a ride over to the stadium."
Well, he was a starting pitcher. I remember. My memories of Rivera are started in '90. The strike was '94. The Yankees, I think, were 6 games up, and then they went on strike. Then '95 is when they lost to the Mariners. They were up 2-0, and they lost. Then they lost the next 3 games in Seattle, which is why I want Edgar Martinez, Randy Johnson, and just dead Jay Buhner.
Right.
But Rivera, I think he came in with the bases loaded and nobody out, and got the side out. I remember he was awesome in that series, and then they still wound up losing.
Yeah, he said that series was the worst pain he's ever felt.
And I think that was
that Seattle series, even more than the fucking one he blew the
Susan
game.
Waldman after the game,
which we got her clip too.
Said that's the only time before last night that she's seen him cry.
I'm surprised that to me the hardest one as a fan was a brutal one, but the hardest one was fucking to Arizona in 2001 when the Yankees up 3 games to 2.
Best days of my life.
Oh, it was terrible.
You loved that one, huh?
I was sure it was over. Rivera was in. They were going to win the World Series.
And Pettitte fucking got blown out in Game 6, which he never did. I mean, he usually pitched very well after, but he's good after a loss. After a win, he was shit.
All right, well, this is how it went down. I haven't seen this yet.
This is synced up with the John Sterling, Susan Waldman audio.
Did he make it about himself?
No, it's very good, actually. I mean, we wouldn't play it to make fun of. It was good.
Okay.
There's not much fun to be made here.
No, not really. I mean, it's
just a moment. It's okay to have a moment on the show, right?
I don't like a moment.
We should go for all our moments today because Ant's out. It's very uncomfortable with real moments. So, can we dig up all sorts of moments today?
This is a condensed version. It's not the full 5. This went on for like 5 minutes.
Really? Okay. Here we go. From last night.
Here comes Andy Pettitte out. Oh my God. He would be the greatest pitching coach in the game.
And Jeter. Andy and Jeter. Oh, yeah, they're coming out. They're going to take him out. And Andy Pettitte takes the ball from Mariano. He's hugging Andy.
What marvelous drama.
Oh, my goodness.
Gee, what marvelous.
That's more than a hug. He's losing it.
Really is.
Holy fuck.
He's really overcome.
Pettitte tried to let go like 3 times.
Right.
He's
really lost it. Yes, he is.
He's in tears. Now here's Mo walking to the dugout.
He is really sobbing. Tips his cap, hugging his manager, his first catcher in '96. Tony Pena hugging him. They give him the ball. Now he hugs Larry Rothschild. Waving to the fans. Kiss to his family. We want Mo. Alex Rodriguez is pushing him up the stairs.
And one thing, the Tampa Bay players are applauding as fiercely as anyone.
Of course. They're not animals.
Mariano standing right near the first base coaching box. Not a dry eye in the house. And everyone standing and applauding. Everyone. Wow, something. It really is something.
Now that smile is back.
Wow. 43 years old.
Wow. I got a tear in my eye. Jimmy got a couple little tears or something's going on over there.
My eye
I got
itched.
a fucking tear in my eye.
My eye's itchy. Itches. The eggs.
Wow.
That was good.
That was great. That's a moment right there.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. I mean, you have to be a certain caliber
Of course.
of player, Like
And
that
then
happened when Ripken retired. Like every stadium that he went to, they had a ceremony. Same thing.
Is he the last player this much love went out to?
Ripken?
Baseball.
Yeah.
It's been Ripken and now Rivera's the next
I
one.
would say Ripken,
Anyone in
Rivera?
between?
No, I mean
Ripken's been gone how many years now?
Who is retired in such good standing? I think Jeter will get this when he retires.
absolutely.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Jabbar got it when he retired. I remember every game they played, he got something, and
Right.
it was just.
yeah, you have to be, you have to be elevated above.
I think
the
Dennis
sport.
Rodman got this too.
D-Rod?
Yeah, D-Rod.
The
got
worm?
a lot of this. Yep. Every arena.
Shane Spencer.
Yep.
The backup
Shane, of
outfielder.
course. Yes.
Mike Stanley got it. Imagine if every player got this. How boring it would be.
How boring that would
Jake
be.
Uner.
I hated that fucker.
And then Susan Waldman, the post game,
Yeah.
discussed this further with John Sterling, and she's sobbing.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, but she's keeping it together. But wait, you told me that Sterling lost it?
Well, I mean, he didn't audibly lose it, but he said that he was crying.
But then he didn't do the play-by-play after Rivera was taken out because he
No,
was still
Susan-
very emotional.
Susan
So
was
Susan
doing
Waldman
everything,
did the
Oh,
play-by-play.
Susan's very good at saying like 2 words about what's going on and then another 2 words.
Right. Okay. But here's the post game wrap up.
To know what this all meant. It's an amazing day, and we're never going to see this again.
What an experience. What an experience. Dave Wills came in from Tampa Radio to say basically the same thing. And Michael came over from TV to say basically the same thing. I'm shaken up. We'll never have an experience like that at a sporting event, I don't think. And, as it turned out, it was a great setting for Mariano's last appearance. We thought that Sunday was great. Well, this was really something. And, I'll remember that always, this fabulous stadium, everybody standing, including Tampa.
Yep. And you know what? The interesting thing, when Mariano went and got the dirt and was out there and people were there, it meant a lot to him. And we saw him collapse in Andy's arms and cry. I haven't seen him cry since 1995 when the team lost to Seattle and we were walking across the outfield going to the bus at the Kingdome. That's the last time I've ever seen him cry, was that day when he said, this hurt so much. I don't want to ever feel this again. And that was an excruciating loss. And you know what, John? He pretty much never did feel that again.
Well, that was something tonight. That was a very rare moment, and I'm glad that all the Yankee fans had a chance to give love to Mariano one more time.
Yep.
It was great. Thank you, Susan.
Okay, John.
Now, Marco Belletti has the scoreboard and the sounds of the game. That's next
But
on
they
the
will
Reynolds
be having
Wrap-Up
that again,
Show.
though.
Oh, with
On the New
Jeter.
York Yankees Radio Network.
Within a year, right?
Or 2 years, yeah.
Maybe a couple of years tops.
I don't know, maybe next year.
With Jeter,
Right.
they will, though. I mean, with Jeter's,
He's broken down very quickly.
He's ready to go, huh?
Yeah.
So maybe next year or the year after, tops.
Yeah. He's one of the best players they ever had, Jeter.
Of course.
Just.
Of course.
Did you see Jim Leland crying the other day?
No, I heard about
when
that.
the Tigers won the division.
No, is that good? Is that worth playing?
Yeah, sure, it's worth
Is he
playing.
like the Dick Vermeil of baseball?
I'm a huge
he's breaking down.
He's cried a couple times.
I'm a huge fan of the athlete crying.
I love Jim Leland. He's been around forever.
A long fucking time. He's an old man now.
Yeah.
He's been.
He's like I want to say like 73 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, that one right.
Oh, these guys get to cry from throwing a ball around. That's nice. Try going to the job site and dropping something on your foot. That's the last time I cried. Yeah, that's good. Why don't you wipe your eyes? Take your $1 million.
Is this in the dugout? I'm in the locker room.
Yeah, I think that's what they've done. And I want to say thank you to our fans. I'm so proud of you. For what you've done for our ball club. And what you've done for me since I've been here.
It's not coming out of his mouth.
I just hope that you feel like you're getting your money's worth. Not because we try to entertain.
It's hard to hear. Do we have a better copy?
There is a better
That's really, really
You imagine
low
sucking
in
the,
the mix.
boogers out of his mustache?
Oh.
How salty they'd be.
I think it would stick to the top of your mouth.
His old man mustache hairs. His crying breath.
They won the division. It's not even like they won the World Series. No.
And aren't all fans great, by the way?
Yeah.
Why are those fans a little more
I don't know,
special?
'cause they're in Detroit.
Just because they had a better record this year?
They cheer for him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But they start losing. I don't think those fans are going to be as special anymore. No one can tolerate that shit.
Titles and
Oh God! Why the bad copies?
I saw like a no. That's 2 years ago.
Yeah. All right. Do we have another clip of I don't know, a baseball player crying or?
Some 18 years ago, I left Dayton, Ohio, with 2 very bad knees and a dream to become a Major League Baseball player.
And
didn't pan out.
I thank God this dream came true.
Oh,
thank God!
Oh,
happy birthday, Mike Schmidt!
Yes,
64 today. So there you have it. We're not going to get the Leland clip.
There's no good copies right now. I don't know where they
Sam's
went.
just given up.
You've given up?
Yeah. Get rid of crying. Try searching then.
Well, we can play the bad copy because I want to hear this now. All right.
That makes 3 in a row now, Central Division titles.
That's a little better. Fuck
Sum up your emotions if you can. This is a special ball club that had to grind through another tough season, but as you look back on what you've accomplished now, something that hadn't been accomplished since the early 1900s, 3 in a row. What does it feel like?
Well, I think we talked in spring training. This was a tough year for the guys because the expectations were so high, and it was almost like we were set up to fail. And from day one of spring training, I told them, don't get caught up in the expectations. Get caught up in how we're going to live up to those expectations. And I think that's what they've done. And I want to say thank you to our fans. I'm so proud of you. What you've done for and what you've done for me. And I
There's snot's coming out of his nose.
Ripping out of his nose.
Because we try to entertain you. You keep coming out, I can't tell you what you mean to us. It's like a 6-man.
He's getting a big hug.
Oh, he's putting his boogers all over that guy's neck.
Ew.
That player picked him up?
Yeah, said enough of this dumb interview. We want him to be with us. Brought him back with the rest of the players.
You know how annoyed I am at this whole like goggles during the celebration
It's so
thing
dumb,
that
right?
started the last couple of years.
What, goggles so their eyes?
Yeah, so their eyes don't
They don't
burn.
get champagne in their eyes.
And now they're fucking putting champagne all over Leland, and he's doing some wacky dance. There
Yeah.
you go. Ah, good for him.
Yeah, blubbering.
Who do you want to win the World Series there, Travis?
I'll say Pittsburgh.
You're the baseball guy. Wow, Pittsburgh. That would be
I would love Pittsburgh.
ridiculously
Yeah.
huge if that happened.
These champagne celebrations really do seem less fun and spontaneous when there's
everybody put on-
plastic
yeah.
covers being held up so the cameras don't get damaged.
Oh,
and
the old
goggles
days,
being
everyone's
put
shit
on.
got ruined and no one cared.
That's the whole point.
Right, but now there's a safe area. Okay, we're going to be doing the champagne in the safe area.
Everyone wears goggles, like gigantic ski ski goggles.
I never noticed that. Wow.
But it's only started like the last couple of
You're
years.
supposed to be so happy that you don't mind acting carelessly for this second because you're so full of whimsy that you just have
Hang
to.
on. Let me get my goggles and my
poncho
on.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, everybody's got their goggles and poncho and they shake it up. But then again, if you got to play a ball game, who wants to get stuff in their eyes?
And they're holding up plastic sheets, though.
Sure.
Sure, right?
Guys, not my phone.
But I come from a time that it was acceptable to destroy the stadium after your team won.
So do I.
That's what you do.
You do too?
I mean,
because that seems like so long ago now. I think the last one was Wade Boggs on the back of that horse. I think after that, that was the jumping of the shark with that whole thing. I think they finally said, "Look, we can't do this anymore."
Well, he said it. The phones now. People have too much electronic shit in the air. Like, their phones, their iPads, all this stuff that Thurman Munson didn't have.
Who cares? You're millionaires. Go buy another one.
Right, and
I'm
just
saying.
and just put your shit in something, knowing that this is the night that maybe champagne's going to be all over the fucking place.
Or now they have contact lenses. They don't want champagne in their eyes. Well, who knows?
You're supposed to, but you're supposed to be in the moment.
That's true.
There was
a little past thinking about your contact
It has nothing
lens.
to do with contact lenses.
But
it has to do with the fact that they're getting paid millions of dollars,
Right.
and these owners don't want them possibly getting injured.
There was nothing more exciting when your team's about to win it at home and it's late in the game and people are starting to push forward, and then that final out, and it was just everyone releases at the same time.
Yeah.
And takes over the field. That was such amazing.
And at the same time, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There's nothing more uncomfortable than watching a team that is about to clinch, lose the lead, and then they'll show in the clubhouse taking down the plastic really fast and trying to get everything out.
Right.
Oh, they do that?
Oh, yeah. That's happened plenty of
And
times.
getting rid of the T-shirts.
Yeah.
Like,
It's another reason you can't hold the plastic up and everything.
Yeah.
You can't prepare for that stuff.
putting the
It's supposed to be
T-shirts,
real.
putting the T-shirts back in boxes.
Oh, shit, they're gonna lose.
Right. They're brand new hats.
Yeah, that's happened plenty of times.
Yes, it has. Yeah, I just miss taking over the field. Not that I personally ever did it, but it was always fucking cool to watch on TV.
When the basketball team won the national championship at Syracuse when I was there.
Holy shit, those are
That
pretty.
still happens.
Yeah. It was in a
That's
way.
one of the last places it
In
really
college
happens.
basketball.
And college football a little bit, right?
What do they do?
It wasn't at
They ju-
home,
they just-
obviously, because they do the championship elsewhere. But everybody just left the stadium and literally lit the street on fire. Like, people started taking their shirts off,
Well, you have to.
lighting them on fire, swinging them around, doing whatever they could to tear trees down from the street. And,
Well, you gotta.
yeah, I mean, it was
Trees
full
will
on.
grow back.
The riot police came.
Right. But now, you see, like, the police slowly taking over the perimeter, and then everyone has to just be politely, yay, in their seat. I hate that.
Because people were getting taken away in like those plastic ties and getting thrown on the riot school bus police things.
All right. It was all good, clean fun.
It was
is what
fun.
you're saying. Right. Let's say hi to Mike Francesa. He knows a bit about baseball and sports in general. Mike?
Hey, Mike.
With the New York Yankees officially out of the race, okay, for the second time in a long time, okay, and the average Yankee fan who's in their 20s, okay, is spoiled, okay, and they don't know how to deal with adversity, okay. But on the night, a magical night, the number 42 takes his final adieu in front of the Bronx crowd, okay.
Yes.
It is an emotional thing, and it's something that we're never going to see again, okay.
But Mike, you're not an emotional guy. So what were you thinking when that all went down last night?
Well, I've been told that I have ice in my veins, okay? Italian ice in my veins, okay? Cherry flavored Italian. Delicious, okay? You ever have a hot day, you're in the backyard, and you have Italian ice, okay? It's great, okay? But sitting on my couch, finishing off my fourth bag of Fritos yesterday, I had a tear in my eye, okay? And it trickled down my rosy red cheek.
And you didn't know what that was at first, I bet. A tear. You must
That's why I
have
was
been...
having a stroke. But
I ate 4 bags of Fritos.
I caught that too.
We're going to see a very different Yankee team, okay, coming up in these next few years. And it's something that the Yankee fan has to know, okay? The question is, if you listened to my show yesterday, ad nauseum, I repeated the number.
Wait, back up. We didn't hear you because
ad nauseum got me.
The ad nauseum got Jimmy. What did you say? If you listened to my show ad nauseum yesterday, what?
You repeated
you would have heard me repeat the number 189, okay? 189, okay? And that is going to be the Yankee budget, okay? Are they going to be under 189 million? Over 189 million, okay? If it's under 189, then you're going to finish in third place, okay? Because you're not going to get great A starting pitching. Now, if you're going to go over 189, okay, because they say 189 and 189 over and over again.
You keep saying 9.
Well, that's how you say 9.
Is that it?
Yes.
Oh.
Now, we may see the end, we have seen the end of Andy Pettit. We have seen the end of Jorge Posada, okay? 3/4 of the Fab Four, okay, are gone. Number 2 is next, okay? And that's something we have to prepare for, folks, okay? Never mind the problems overseas and the world crisis and the budget. Is that when number 2 leaves, it is going to be catastrophic to the Yankee fan, okay? And that's something you got to prepare for, okay? Nothing lasts forever.
189, right?
189. Are you going to stay over, or are you going to go under 189? If you pull the tape from yesterday, 189. Every caller that called, Mike, who do you think they're going to get next year? Are you going to be under or over 189? Now, before I go, okay,
Sure.
I just want to say to Mr. Mariano Rivera, okay, it's happening again here now. I just want you to know that it was a pleasure to watch you, and I think that you're one of the greatest of all time, okay? I think that you're one of the greatest of all time, okay? I'm okay. I'm okay. We got to know whether they're going to stay over on the 189.
All right, Mikey.
I'll see you guys later.
All
Thanks,
right,
Mike.
Mike Francesa.
You're getting a little emotional this morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
Okay.
I can't believe how many Fritos he ate while he was watching the game.
He made himself sound like a real pig.
Real piggy boy. All right,
If you listened to yesterday's show, I repeated it ad nauseam.
All right, we got lots to do today. We're going to take our first break. Okay. We're going to talk Cory Booker. We're going to talk costumes. We're going to talk about Halloween costumes. We're going to talk about Kanye West and Jimmy Kimmel going at it a little bit yesterday on the Twitter, right?
A little bit.
What?
Kanye, I wouldn't call it a little bit.
Kanye's a dick.
He really is.
He kept his cool.
I mean, I know you like some of his music, Sam Roberts, but Kanye West is a fucking dick.
I've started to respect him more
to
for
the
being
point,
a dick lately.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's surprised when people take shots at him after he says stupid things in the press.
Yeah, maybe he won't stop.
He has no self-awareness whatsoever.
He really doesn't, man. It's not. It's
of course,
not
people are going to take shots at what he said recently. Of course, they are. Sorry, Jimmy.
That's okay. It's because he thinks it's probably that people are jealous of him. It's like he doesn't come off like, wow, he's arrogant in a cool way. He just comes off like a baby twat.
Right.
Like a twat. Like not like, wow, this guy is pretty confident, but like, oh, you little cunt.
He doesn't seem to have a sense of humor.
No, he's a little stoic-faced baby, and he's just boring to me. Although he's a great artist, but he's not great. Because I told you my manager was at that fucking 12-12. He said they were fucking furious in the back that this cocksucker went over. And it's like, well, you think you're McCartney, motherfucker? The crowd didn't even like him.
Well, he kind of thinks that.
But he didn't even like him at that show. He fucking did terribly.
He thinks he's greater than Paul McCartney.
He'll still be booked at the next charity thing.
Of course he will.
I mean,
here's why: because he's a black guy with a big name, and a lot of the white promoters are like, well, Kanye's pretty famous. They don't realize your audience doesn't like him.
He sells tickets.
Yeah,
obviously.
Not in that crowd. They didn't like him in that crowd.
But he's a dick.
Yeah.
We got what he said in the BBC interview, right?
Yes.
That got Jimmy Kimmel doing his thing. That got Kanye doing his thing because of what Jimmy Kimmel did.
They got Jimmy Kimmel responding to Kanye doing what he was doing because of Jimmy Kimmel's thing because of the Kanye interview.
Right. And then you squeeze in some Sarah Silverman and you got a terrific fucking thing happening. Right?
Yeah, Kanye took a little shot there.
And then I think Jimmy Kimmel took a little shot too.
Yeah.
He finally decided enough with the Sarah Silverman shit. Oh, yeah. Do you know any of this, Jimmy?
No, it's funny. I saw Sarah 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
And she was talking about a video she just shot, and I guess it was for that. I was kind of half in on the conversation.
Did she do something on this?
Is this not it? Oh, this is
I don't
something
think
else.
so.
Oh, okay, this is different.
Yeah, she did a music video with a friend.
We'll walk you through it.
Oh, okay.
We'll walk you through it next, Jimmy. It's terrific stuff. It really is.
I'm glad I didn't lie and say she told me all about this.
I think there's other shit, too, that we're going to figure out.
Yeah.
Oh, for the Metallica fans, yes, it's a big day. Cliff Burton, left us 27 years ago. Wow. In that bus crash.
Yeah.
27 years ago. So what, 86, I guess.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out what albums wasn't he part of?
I'm going to guess he was
obviously
on,
Black.
He was on Kill 'Em All, and I'm going to guess, was he on Ride the Lightning? I think Ride the Lightning was second. Was he on
I don't think he was on Reload.
He wasn't on Reload. We're
You're
pretty
kidding,
certain
right?
of that.
Oh, you are kidding. Okay, yeah. I'm not even sure if he was alive for Master of Puppets. I don't think so. I'm going to guess he was only on Kill 'Em All and possibly Ride the Lightning.
Yeah, why don't we know this?
Saint Anger.
He wasn't on Saint Anger?
No.
Mm-hmm. You sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Didn't find
They tributed him at the Apollo show. I mean,
Yeah,
I
they
like
did.
when bands stay loyal to a band member that died.
Oh,
I
fuck,
respect them.
they've never got over it. I mean, how do you, obviously, but yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do some shit here.
We'll figure out what records he was on.
I don't know why Sam can't do it.
Sam, it's so simple.
Come on, Metallica fans.
What album?
Real
Google
fast.
what albums was
Kill 'Em
Cliff
All,
Burton
Ride
on?
the Lightning.
Yeah, he was on. He might have been on Master of Puppets. I'm assuming.
When
he
did
was.
Master of Puppets come out?
February of '86, so it would have been recorded.
Yeah,
before
so
that.
He was on.
That's
okay.
probably what they were touring with when
That's
the
the
bus
last
thing
one.
happened.
Yeah,
right.
Big albums though.
So he definitely wasn't on Injustice for All.
No, that was '88.
Obviously, and then of course you got the Black Album after
90.
that, right?
Black Album, Load.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Travis was right. Reload, he was not on.
Saint Anger, he definitely wasn't on.
No.
So it was on. He was.
Death Magnetic.
No.
No.
So he was on Master of Puppets too. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he
Jesus.
was.
Yeah, so I mean, he was on 3 fucking great albums.
He was on 3 fucking really good albums.
All right.
Wow.
You know, and then of course Metallica fans don't acknowledge the band after the Black Album anyway.
No,
so.
but well, yeah, they don't like the Black Album.
Yeah.
The worst. Yeah, they changed it. Shut up. Fucking asshole. Why? Because they showed growth and you haven't? That's all it is. I'm the same guy I was. My fucking hair's the same way. Oh, shut your fucking mouth.
Do you remember the outrage when they cut their hair?
And it's like, it looked so much better. When you look at the old long hair pictures, they look much better now.
It took balls.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because
It really.
they got a gigantic amount of.
But they were embracing the fact that they were men of a certain age at that
No,
point.
they were
Yeah, and they're
they were
still having-
relatively young still. I mean, I remember I was in music radio back then. That was a fucking huge deal.
Yeah.
Because if you were in metal or quote hair band, you did not have short hair for the most part. So people are like, what the fuck is this? Remember? Does anyone remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's hard to remember now because now it doesn't really matter what length your hair is if you're in a band.
That was what, right before Load? 95?
No, that's usually Close Your Eyes.
I would. Wow.
Yeah, that was around Load because it was
Okay,
like
so
their
those
comeback.
guys are about
Yeah.
those guys are about 50, so that's 18 years ago. So they were only 32, 33 years old. They're still young at that point. They could still pull off the long hair.
I think what we should be addressing is the fact that Sam used the phrase "men of a certain age," and none of us stood up and just put a pen in his neck for it.
And drain them. Can we drain you today?
Yeah,
No.
and not the fun way.
Yeah, I don't know if you're flirting or.
No, I'm not. We're gonna slit your fucking throat. And we're gonna hang you upside down and drain you.
We should play that song.
Yeah.
Drain You.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
You reckon you got anything good going into break here?
No, he's going to play Drain You.
No. That's
He's got icing on his fingers. You'll have to give him a second.
what do you got, E-Rock?
I got Drain You.
Hitting buttons with his elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Master Puppets. Okay, go on.
All right. We'll be back with the whole Kanye West debacle. Stay there.
One baby to another says I'm lucky to meet you.
Opie Anthony's Show continues.
Wow, 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 wow. All right, we got to fucking get the Cliff Burton info right. I
We did get it
apologize. Yeah, in the end we did. I apologize because, I mean, there's hardcore fans out there and we just look like idiots. Yeah, Cliff, of course, we said it was on Master of Puppets. And we should know that because Orion A song I'm not going to fucking
Orion.
Orion, I even said it wrong. Orion was his masterpiece, which they played at the Apollo this past weekend. I don't really know that song.
I don't feel bad, though. I mean, like, we're you know, we just weren't 100% sure if he was on that record, that's all.
Yeah, we just, we know a little bit about a lot of things is what it comes down to, and then we get caught.
Well, sometimes it gets confusing, because, like, Randy Rhoads was on Diary of a Madman and Blizzard of Oz, but that's because they were recorded at the same time. Like, there's these weird things that bands do sometimes, so you're not exactly sure, were they on half the album, the whole album, you just, you know.
Orion. Is that a good song? Yeah. I remember when they played it at the Apollo, it was cool to listen to.
Yeah.
And is it an instrumental? I don't even know.
Yeah.
It is, right?
It's an instrumental.
Okay. How long is this?
8 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go eat.
Opie. And their movie's getting great reviews.
Is it?
Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't really understand the movie still.
I don't know what it is either.
Does anyone understand that?
Yeah.
3D?
But it's like a concept film, right?
Yeah, there's
a story behind it.
They filmed it at a concert.
Right.
The concert part is filmed at a concert, but the camera people are on stage with them.
Right.
So it really feels like it's not like shot from the audience or anything like that.
Sure.
And then there's a narrative that goes along with the songs that they're playing at the show.
Okay.
And I guess it's like this whole like story of a roadie who goes off and then he has to fight a whole bunch of people and everything. But apparently it's pulled off very well.
Good.
Very nice.
It sounds weird, but it's got 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's rare, so.
I gotta go see Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the sequel.
What?
The first one was good, actually. I liked it a lot.
I don't know.
It was good.
You like that one, E?
Yeah, Bill Hader's great in it.
And you don't even have a kid.
Nope.
No.
But
I wouldn't even know about this movie if I didn't have kids.
You own it?
Of course I do.
Do you watch it like at home?
I haven't in a long time, but I do own it.
I want to interview Bill Hader. He is a funny fucking dude, man.
He's very good. Funny.
All I want to do is sit here with Bill Hader while he does Alan Alda. That's all I want to do. You ever see him do Alan Alda? That cocksucker does Alan Alda.
We did that.
Did he?
We did it here. The Saturday Night Live segment.
Oh my God, is he?
Wait, I want to see it now again.
It's very good.
And we're talking over Orion, which is like that's
all right.
that's sacrilege for the Metallica fans. We're just fucking it all
Well,
up.
the fact that we're leaving it on, we're not a music show. We're leaving it on. We're just chatting so they can have a little background music.
The music never
acceptable.
stops.
What's that?
The music never stops.
That's exactly it. We're the show that really rocks. Some would say sucks, but I say rock.
Cliff Burton, Metallica, yes, 27 years ago today in the bus crash. When they were promoting Master of Puppets, of course, yes. All right, I want to see the Alan Alda real fast, then we're going to get into the Kanye West thing, and then let's go home. What? Jimmy's got a flight.
Yes, right to the airport.
Jim, if you didn't know, Bill Hader was doing Saturday Night Live and South Park at the same time. Like when Saturday Night Live was off, he would go and write for South Park.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's an overachiever. What did you like about Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, E-Rock?
How the monkey kept saying his name over and over.
Yeah, what is that movie? A kid's movie?
It's a kid's movie.
Yeah, it's an animated movie.
And,
Why do you like it?
He's in this town,
Why
and the
not?
town's
Why do you have to hate
dying
it?
because they really believed in the sardines, and his father was all in with the sardines, and then this kid's like, fuck the sardines, I'm going to fucking do something special for this town. So he invents this thing that makes it a weather machine that makes it rain a lot of fucking food. But then, he should have probably listened to his father in the end because he took it too far. He didn't want to listen to his fatherly advice. So then all fucking hell breaks loose with his invention.
Try the screen test.
So then in the end, he looks like a complete fucking asshole to his father. But then they make good at the end because that's what they have to do at Hollywood.
It's Back to the Future.
Right, E-Rock?
Yes, that is true.
Isn't there a Bill Hader doing fucking Alan Alda on this?
It might be on Hulu. A lot of the Saturday Night Live stuff.
I just looked it up on Hulu and nothing.
Nothing. What's going on with that?
Well, I don't remember exactly what the skit was.
Oh.
There might not be a skit.
It was it was a skit. They were doing film test characters for the wrong movies.
Yeah, Back to the Future might have been that one.
Maybe.
You just saw it. Put it back.
And now people are saying that Cliff wrote, "To live is to die," for justice. and it's a tribute to him. So he does have a song off Justice. You got this? No? All right, let's get into the Kanye West thing. It's fine.
We've seen Eddie Murphy. There's no Alan Alda on this clip.
Is that Sam Kinison?
Great Scott.
No, it's like an expression, like great Scott.
Right, okay. 1.21 gigawatts. You're doing a great job.
That's Pacino.
Yeah.
But he does. I saw this on a screen test like this.
Yeah, I'm sure, but
how about the bottom one?
That's a bad copy. Fuck it. We'll find it. No worries.
Yeah, right.
Somebody will send us a great link of him doing some Alan Alda, and then we'll be good. So Kanye did an interview for the BBC press.
Yes.
The what? Radio, TV, print. Where was it?
It was BBC Radio 1.
Okay.
Which is the big radio over there, but then it was also, for the internet. And
Wait, they also film it and put it on?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We're starting to film shit.
No, I know, but that's really smart.
We got a couple really good clips up on the SiriusXM site. We got a nice clip of James Caan, and who else recently? People are noticing that it's a little different. That we're
it's
finally
Stephen Merchant, Warren Haynes.
Warren Haynes
they're here all the time
performing.
filming. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman is up on the SiriusXM site now. So we're turning the corner a little bit.
There's a lot of videos that we're missing, though, that I want to get.
We're getting there, though.
Malcolm McDowell, Brian Johnson singing. Don't we have that taped?
No, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I think we do. But we got some good clips on SiriusXM's website now, so we're turning things around. So, Kanye, you got the clip?
Yep.
Should I give it away, or we'll just hear?
No, let's just hear him. I don't know exactly what happened.
It's fucking.
this is part. I mean, the interview is an hour long, so this is part of it.
Oh, we got an hour.
It's good stuff, right? It's good stuff.
It's all about eating up time today. By the way, if you're just tuning in, Anthony had 9 teeth removed last night, and the swelling was so bad and the throbbing pain that he called in. So we're very worried because we think we're only weeks away from Anthony and false teeth.
False teeth.
And I begged him not to do it because it's going to be very uncomfortable to see.
Will you keep staring at it, you think?
All right, let's hear Kanye West.
We the real rock stars, and I'm the biggest of all of them. I'm the #1 rock star on the planet.
There it is. That record, it says that. That's what your album says, and you come out. And, there are songs on there where you make that very clear.
So what I want to explain to everybody out there is, like, I make music.
Can you
I can
pause
do
this
it,
for a
but I
second?
should-
That was really uncomfortable. Is he just fucking around, or does he mean that? And
No.
that's the way he says it?
He's not fucking around. He says it. I mean,
but the way he said it was very cartoonish.
Kanye's problem is that he says things about himself that he should just be waiting to
For
allow
others?
other people to say.
Right.
But he doesn't have a lot of patience for anyone, and he wants he's always been this way, but now that he's famous, he's worse.
Is he the biggest rock star on the planet?
No.
Bigger
than Bono?
I mean,
no, he's not.
The biggest person making new music. That's not. I mean, Bono's big because he's got an entire back catalog. You know what I mean? Like Bono's not doing
but you
anything now
can't
that's
just-
revolutionary.
But you can't throw those guys to the side.
No.
They're still fucking huge rock stars.
Yes.
Jay-Z is a bigger...
He's a bigger draw than Kanye West, but he's not... Even Jay-Z, and I love Jay-Z more than anyone on the planet, but he's not doing anything... He's not moving anything forward the way Kanye West is.
He's still a twat.
Well, how is he moving things forward?
He's changing.
I don't really know that world musically, but what is he doing that's like, holy fuck, I can't believe that he came up with this.
He comes out with these albums that don't sound like anything in hip-hop, and then 2 years later, that's what hip-hop sounds like. Like Drake's whole sound, and Drake is like one of the biggest artists there are right now, and his whole sound is basically something that Kanye West started doing 2 years ago that everybody's going, or more than 2 years ago, that everybody's going, what the fuck is this?
Kanye West is an influential artist. He's a very good artist, but he's just a hateable guy.
Right.
And not in a cool rock star way, but in a, oh, you little twat.
But there's no self-awareness because how he just said that he's the greatest rock artist on the planet right now, whatever. The way he said it, of course, people in the pop culture world are going to fucking make fun of that.
And he changed a lot after the Taylor Swift thing. Like when he disappeared for a year and he came back.
Right.
He came back with like just a huge amount of disdain for everyone, for the media, for the audience.
But he did it to himself. He looked like an asshole that night.
Yeah, why wouldn't he hate the media? The way he goes up and he makes a cunt out of himself.
He handed that one to the media.
But then he's allowed back on the MTV Awards.
Right. Because and he's saying, and he's saying, look, everybody, look how good I am, that I can do that. I can make a cunt of myself, and they will still put me back on because that's how good I am.
Well,
and nobody else can get away with this.
But he won't say the truth is that they just, if it was whatever, he's a cunt. That's all I can say about him.
It makes it very easy to make fun of him.
Yes.
Extremely easy.
That's true.
All right, continue.
Be limited to only one place of creativity, and it's literally only like 1 or 2 or 3 reasons why I haven't been able to break that down.
But why would you feel that you are? Because
this is the thing is you guys don't understand. You guys don't understand. You guys don't understand that I did the Yeezys, and they eBayed for $90,000.
Right.
And
pause. I don't know. What?
He's talking about fashion now and saying that he can be influential in all these different arts. He's saying that he made a pair of sneakers. I think it was for Louis Vuitton.
They're called Yeezys?
No, the Air Yeezys.
What?
Kanye is abbreviated to Yeezy. So he made these sneakers called Air Yeezys, and they went for like $90,000.
Is that true?
That's true.
But there's something weird going on there.
How many did he make?
That was
Two?
somebody in his camp probably bought them. I don't see a regular guy just going to spend 90 grand on that cunt shoes.
They were they were super limited, super expensive, and I mean, yeah, people
But
went
I bet you,
nuts for
I
them.
think Jimmy's right. I bet you if you follow the money trail, it's someone in his camp, because it makes for a great story that his shit sold for $90,000 on eBay. Because you're right. The average person isn't fucking...
Well, the average person doesn't have $90,000.
Well, of course. So it's a non-story is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
One guy who had unlimited money bought his dumb sneakers.
There's nothing likable about this guy. It's
No,
I
but he's almost going out of his way to make himself unlikable.
But it's not even in a cool way. Like
You think he's going out of his way? I don't think so. I just don't think he's aware.
No, I think he knows that he's not being likable.
You sure?
I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares about not being likable.
No, I'm not saying you gotta be likable to be a good artist, but I mean, he's just a hateable douche. Like, he's a douche.
Yeah, I don't think he cares about being a
Do you
douche
ever hear
either.
Mick Jagger talk like this? Or again, Bono? Or Springsteen? Or fucking, do you ever hear Diana Ross talk like this? Or anybody who, like, what do you think? You're the only fucking famous guy on the planet? You dope?
I don't even care that he talks like this, but if you talk like this, of course people are going to make fun of you, and then they do make fun of you, and then you lose your fucking mind because you don't understand why people are making fun of you. That's my angle today.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, it couldn't be easier to make fun of somebody who talks like
and
this.
then he's fucking surprised by the whole thing.
Like-
I want some Air Yeezys.
Air Yeezys?
Air Yeezys.
Like, doing an interview like this, you have to...
How do I get some Air Yeezys?
You have to pay $90,000.
No, I don't have $90,000.
You don't have $90,000?
I have
$90,000,
$90,000, but I don't have $90,000 to make a dumb goof video where I walk around in the mud with this dumb Air Yeezys. Give me a pair. This guy has info on the $90,000 sneakers. Mike in Jersey. Mikey.
Hey, what's up, Owen? Hey, I'm sorry, Owen, Jimmy.
Hi, Michael.
Kanye's lying. It's the Air Yeezy. He made a 1 and a 2 for Nike. They retail for about $3 grand. 90,000. I have no idea where it came.
No, he said that they went for 90 grand on eBay.
No, they go for. I'm really into sneakers. I don't have a pair of those, but they go for about $3 grand on eBay. You can look it up right now.
Well,
maybe one.
Well,
pair
that's why
did.
Jimmy.
Yeah, probably
Jimmy's
the
point.
first. Maybe the first pair went.
That's why Jimmy's got a good point. One pair went for 90,000, and I think it was some kind of goof. They're not going for 90,000. One pair happened to go for that.
Who fucking brags about this? Oh my god, what an asshole!
But either way, I mean, $3,000 is also a lot of money for shoes. You know.
But that's more of a thing of how dumb people are to waste their money on $3,000 on sneakers.
And if he wants all this respect, why would he be going out with a dodo bird?
He's in love.
He's not in love.
Khloe Kardashian told me opposites attract.
Oh, really? You got the inside scoop on that?
That's what she told me.
Kim Kardashian is a dodo bird.
Yeah, all signs point to that. Yes, I would have to say.
So if he's worried about his image and this and that, why wouldn't he try to find a beautiful woman that's has some brains to her?
I don't think he cares about his image as much as he wants people to respect him for his art, and he's not really willing to play any games. You know what I
That's
mean?
bullshit. I don't buy that because I'll tell you, he still goes to the MTV Awards, or he still What bothers me is that he is a good artist, but he does care what people think, and he did make a twat out of himself. I mean, who runs up on stage and interrupts another artist, like a 17-year-old artist? Like, what a cunt!
A 17-year-old artist.
The president
right.
even said, like, what a jerk.
Right.
What did he call him? Like an idiot. Like,
right.
That was a candid moment caught off camera. That's embarrassing. That's really great artists don't do that.
He's not fighting against being. He's not trying to say he's not a jerk. He's more talking about. He's not talking about his personality.
I know. I understand all that. This is just background info, though. Like, pull that shit with somebody else. Pull that shit with Lil Wayne or whoever else was up for an award that night. He picked the easiest target ever.
It's a safe target. He never would have done that with certain artists.
No, that would have
been
that would have been impressive as all hell. Then you would have everyone on your side, like, holy fuck, look at what this guy just did. But Taylor Swift, how old was she at the
17?
time? 17, 18 years old?
And I know it's old news, but that's what this gangster should be talking about.
Fuck.
That's what this gangster should be talking about. And I like Eminem. I think he's a great performer, but what always bothered me about him is that he never, in sync, Britney Spears, like his targets were fucking, it's like being a boxer and only hitting retarded kids.
Look,
and
that guy,
tough guy.
Eminem is so angry. Any day now, he's going to actually punch someone, man. Watch out. Watch out when it finally happens. He's been talking about it for at least 15 years now. It's coming soon, I think.
One of these days.
One of these days, it's going down.
But I find him
every song he talks about, he's ready now.
He's a likable guy, though. At least, like, this guy's just a fucking. Ugh.
And you know what? I hate saying I was wrong, but that Berserk song is pretty cool.
Well, it gets catchier, but it's still not a great song.
I kind of like. I heard it the other day, and I'm like, fuck. You know what? We gave this song a beating. It's really not that bad. It's kind of catchy.
But the catchy part is the hook from the other song.
Billy Squire.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But still, I mean, I guess.
All right, back to Kanye's interview where he's just an asshole.
That I did the Yeezys, and they eBayed for $90,000.
Right.
And people wanted them bad as whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But I didn't get a call from Nike the next day. You guys don't understand that I've met with companies and they say, what we're trying to figure out is how we can control you and control that. If you're an architect, if you're a world builder, if you have all these ideas and you're Gaudi and you want to build buildings, if you don't ever get that out, what's going to happen?
Isn't that why you do it? Isn't it the process? Isn't it the point?
Y'all don't think you're really hearing what I'm saying.
But I'm trying to.
As a creative,
yeah,
for you to have done something to the level of the Yeezys and not be able to create more. And you cannot.
Pause. Why can't he create more?
And
why does he give a fuck if Nike ever calls him?
Well, you know.
If he's doing his own thing, who gives a fuck? Why does he need Nike at that point?
He doesn't feel he's getting the respect he deserves. That's all it is.
Yes.
It's
respect that he deserves from a corporate world that he fucking shuns whenever he can.
Exactly.
What is he talking about?
Don't be if you want that, don't be such a cunt.
Yes. Go look what I did, Nike. Go fuck yourself.
Or do what Jay-Z did. Or don't these like Puff didn't Puff have his own clothing line? Like do that.
Yeah.
Or whatever the Diddy with the fuck.
And what do you mean he can't make more, or create more, or whatever the fuck he's saying?
I would assume that means Nike doesn't want him to make more.
So
who cares?
Go and do it yourself.
You're not a sneaker maker. You're a fucking musician.
He's saying he's an artist. He's a creative.
I'm sure he is. You ever see Mick Jagger's hat line? What? No, because no one cares what Mick Jagger wears on his head. Just do what you do, and stop it, unsatisfied douche.
Yeah, and I'm suspicious of the 90 G's.
You mean you think you put somebody up to it?
Man, you follow the money. I bet you he has something to do with that whole fucking thing.
Either way, they were popular.
He's bragging.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah, the facts of
it's just
the
way
90,000.
He's bragging about fucking. I did this and I still can't get that. What he's basically saying is, I am that big of a fucking a cunt that I can sell shoes for $90,000 and they still don't want to deal with me.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're saying, dummy.
Yeah.
With no perception of himself.
It's kind of interesting.
And listen to the way he's talking to this guy who's actually giving him a nice interview.
Yeah, he's not.
He's just a cocksucker.
Yeah, he's not nervous that he's talking to Kanye. Kanye's trying to alpha male the fucking
But the guy's
guy,
trying
too.
to be nice to him.
Yeah. Let's go.
On your own, with no support, with no backing. So when I say clean water was only served to the fairer skin, what I'm saying is we're making product with chitlins, T-shirts. That's the most we can make, T-shirts. We can have our best perspective on T-shirts. But if it's anything else, your Truman Show boat is hitting the wall. And what's more important to me about this than everything that I could do sonically and everything is, if I go somewhere and someone says, hey, we don't like Kanye West, you've heard that before, right? What people don't realize is I want to make uniforms for my high school basketball team through Brand Yeezy. I want to make that one step and then make another step and then eventually do uniforms for the entire city. Then I want those uniforms to be hot and make money and then I eventually want to be the anchor and the force behind $1 billion company.
Here's his problem.
And I
fucking with the whole fucking clearer water was served to the fairer skin. Yeah, I guess because black people can't get any black rappers have no opportunity whatsoever.
Right.
Like when this fucking twat went on to Rolling Stone with the fucking crown of thorns, like he's
Right.
You fucking faggot, shut up.
So don't let white people buy your shit then.
Exactly.
That's how you can get back at it.
Don't let white
You're
people buy
such
your
a
stuff.
brilliant artist that, make sure the white people cannot take pleasure in your greatness.
Or make the uniforms yourself. Buy the uniform. You think Picasso ran around going, how come the corporation doesn't like me?
Right.
Do it yourself. You got the money. Just do your art. You don't need the corporate world to back you if your art is great. You don't need that. You've already got them backing you financially with your music. What are you doing?
That white bullshit.
Ugh.
White people made him extremely famous. So make sure they don't buy your shit.
Or maybe the other stuff's just not as good. Like, maybe his other stuff, like, musically, he is a brilliant guy. Maybe the other stuff just isn't as good.
So what is he trying to say? The man's keeping him down because he's so brilliant they're scared of him?
Oh, embarrassing.
Isn't that how people start their own shit? Like Steve Jobs is a perfect example.
I think
he saw the world was missing something and said, fuck everybody, I'm going to do my own thing.
Right.
So why doesn't he do that?
I think he's saying that because people don't want to deal with him or they don't like him as a person, corporations won't.
I heard Steve Jobs wasn't a pleasant individual, so start your own shit. That's how it works.
All he's doing, too, is showing me why nobody wants to sit with him.
Right.
He's, again, to be that should tell you what a jerk-off you are. To be that great of a performer or that great of a musician. And I'd love to say he stinks, but he's great. And still people hate your guts? I mean, how many great fucking performers are there that people hate as much as this guy? Kardashian's not a performer. How many performers do you know? Rappers, musicians, anything. There are athletes that get that.
Right.
But that's a team loyalty thing, too. But I'm talking about musicians, where there's not a loyalty with musicians. How many musicians do you know that people really hate this much?
I can't think of one off the top of my head, even.
Yeah, but I also can't think of musicians that go out of their way to actually say what they're thinking.
Yeah, maybe that's why they don't. But just the fact that he's saying what he's thinking. He's not saying anything that's threatening to my way of thinking. Or I hate him because he seems like a fucking spoiled baby boy twat. Not because, whoa, this guy's got radical. I like Farrakhan. And he doesn't say things I agree with.
Right.
So it's not that his view is so threatening or so radical. Or, whoa, this guy's telling it like it is. At all. It is simply that he's such a fucking narcissistic jizzbag. Like when he's yelling and screaming at the MTV Awards how he didn't get the award. It's like, 'cause that's a lot of the clips you see. He's just a baby.
Right.
That's why I don't like him. It's not that he's saying unpopular things or hard things to swallow.
Well, he's kind of playing it both ways.
And
why does he give a... I mean, if this is his personality, why would he even give a fuck about MTV and the awards in general?
I think he wants people to look at him the way he looks at himself.
Well, they will eventually.
As like
Just
this next
fucking
level artist.
We all want that.
Yeah,
Right.
of course.
And that's what I mean.
Just
Like,
keep creating, and maybe eventually they'll see it your way. But you can't fucking force people to see it your way.
I think every creative person has a lot of moments of irrational narcissism like this.
Absolutely.
And he's the only person I've ever seen actually be vocal about it in public. And I respect that.
No, because I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that's not that's not a moment of honesty. Like when you're, because it's almost like if you see a fat girl walking by and you just blurt out like, hey, look at this fat fucking girl. That you're not being honest, you're being a jerk off. And we all have these little things.
Sorry.
But when you say stuff like that, you just come off as an asshole. That's not like, wow, this guy's just letting it all hang out.
Right.
And if that's what it is, then he's a jerk off.
Yeah, I think he is an asshole.
Yeah.
But he's one of the only people I can think of that doesn't mind showing people that he is an asshole.
But he does mind the results. See, it does bother him that he's not getting what he wants, and he'll say, well, that's why I'm behaving this way. Well, maybe that's not why you're not getting what you want.
I think he's bothered that his assholeness affects the way people perceive his art and the products that he puts out.
Too fucking bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Too bad.
He doesn't need corporations, obviously.
Or stop doing interviews.
So stop worrying about them not giving you the deals you want.
Yeah, stop
Do
talking.
it yourself.
Let your art speak for itself.
Do it your fucking self. Plenty of entrepreneurs out there did it themselves. They didn't need the corporate world. They fucking cut out their own fucking niche.
Yeah. And your art should speak for itself. If that's what it is, if he knows that his jerk-offness is stopping people from appreciating his art,
right,
then just either shut the fuck up or stop voicing every little baby boy thing you didn't think you got that you deserved.
Right.
Or C, keep being as brutally honest as you want and then accept the fact that people are like, kind of fuck you. You're a douche.
All right, let's keep playing this.
That $1 billion step, then I can go in and say, hey, I've got an opinion on this. And that could be a $10 billion step. And I eventually want to be the anchor of the first $1 trillion company. But when you sit and you have a meeting with a company and show them the most innovative take on theater, because you thought of it one night while you're sitting on top of Watch the Throne set, which you designed with Ez Devlin. And I designed the set with Ez Devlin, and I thought of, okay, surround vision. It should be a screen above you, below you, to the left or right of you, and in front of you also. Then I paid my own money that I get paid for doing Gold Digger, which I never really liked that song, but I always knew I would get paid for doing Gold Digger. Then I shoot a film in Qatar with 3 camera crews, with Nate Brown, Virgil, Matt Williams, Nabil, all of these crew, all of the people that every video that pops up every other day on Hypebeast, that's my crew, right? So we go out and shoot that. 3 camera crews over 5 days, edit it over 30 days, show it at Amphar. No, show it in Cannes the night before Amphar on the beach, build it in a pyramid with Rem Koolhaas's agency, design the entire thing, put editors in it, blah, blah, blah. People give a standing ovation. I do an interview in New York Times the next year to say, hey, I did this, and I want to let you know I did it, right? Yep. And then it doesn't get mentioned in the interview. And a week later, they do an interview with George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, and they're talking about what the next frontier of theater will be and how it'll be higher price tickets, and it will be something that's
Did he actually do this thing,
blah, blah,
Sam?
blah, but maybe
Probably did.
Yeah, I believe him.
All right.
He's a creative guy. I mean, I like him. I would say what I respect about him is he does not just sit on his ass and ride the last thing. Like he's always trying to do something different.
Not only does he
he's
not ride,
a lazy guy.
He does. Not only does he not ride the last thing, but he takes for real risks when he puts stuff out. Like, you know what I mean? Like he has ridiculously popular albums, and then he will put out another album that sounds nothing like it.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, Axl Rose, thank you. I knew there was one.
Oh yeah, Axl. Right. A great
He's
example.
universally hated.
Yeah, but
Axl didn't continue to reinvent himself, and Axl was not this guy.
And Axl's a nut too, I think. I mean,
Axl's talented, but it's hard to say
he officially never went away in his own head.
Right, but he never did anything new either. He did the one thing, and that was it.
Yeah, but then he was like, I'll take my fucking time, and I'll get back to you guys.
Right, and then what happened?
Yeah, well, he blew it.
Right,
and I think he's kind of understanding that finally. But he thought the world was willing to wait 10, 12 years, whatever the fuck it was.
Whereas Kanye is just like, I want to keep putting stuff out, putting stuff out, putting stuff out.
And if this pyramid 3D fucking four-sided, whatever the fuck he's saying thing was so special,
yeah,
why weren't people talking about it? Why does he have to wait for it to be brought up in interviews and elsewhere?
I think he's
especially
saying,
in this world of social media. Wouldn't it just be the buzz?
I don't know. I think he's
and
saying
maybe
that,
people that really know that shit. Sorry, Sam.
That's okay.
Realized that it was a creative idea, but it was ridiculous because it was overly expensive to pull off.
True. Maybe he doesn't understand the business, and maybe I mean again,
He's
I don't
about
even know
30
if it's
editors. I think he said, right?
Yeah, and 30,
that would be very expensive.
But maybe he's in his mind. It would probably appear that people need to hear this thing from somebody like Spielberg because they won't take him seriously.
Well, I mean, and
I do agree that some of the go-to guys are a bit on the old side now too, like
Sure.
like a Lucas and Spielberg. Maybe there are people, whether it's Kanye West or somebody else, coming up in the business that really has much better ideas than Lucas and Spielberg, but they don't have the credibility, so they kind of get pushed aside.
Like, what does this rapper know about?
Maybe I'm not. Yeah, maybe Kanye, maybe others. There's probably others out there. We don't even know their names because I agree with that point a little bit that the mainstream media always goes to the go-to guys. Then maybe those guys, their time has sort of passed them by at this point.
Sure.
He also, all you need to know about Kanye is that Bonnaroo experience when he got booed because this dummy wanted to go on after Pearl Jam. Instead of taking the other stage, the main stage, the other smaller stage they gave him, but it was a great time spot. He probably would have been very well received. But then he sets up his video equipment. He goes on. It's getting like the narcissism of this idiot. Like, that's all you need to know about this guy. Like, there's zero self-awareness. So that's why people don't like you. So just accept it.
Right. Let's keep going.
And maybe that's a brilliant idea. I don't know. Maybe his thing is
But I mean, a
great idea.
He is obviously a narcissist. There's no argument there.
Yeah, it's hard to like that.
But anyone in entertainment has a little bit of that going on.
Exactly. I think there's a lot more narcissists like this that exist that don't do this in front of TV cameras.
But like I said, this is not being honest. This is being a baby boy and throwing a tantrum.
Maybe he's a baby boy. But
Okay.
you know a lot of baby boys in entertainment.
I do, but I don't know.
Are you defending Kanye West?
I will always defend Kanye West.
I don't know that many baby
Get
boys
off his dick.
that are so unaware of how bad they sound, or cry about the ramifications of being like. It's like then don't keep kicking and screaming and then cry because people don't like you because you're kicking and screaming.
He should never went back to the award show.
Yeah, maybe
start there,
or maybe
you don't need MTV. You look like an idiot.
Go back to the award show only. I mean, did you see what he did on
Be
last?
the guy that's too cool for MTV and their award shows, and never show up again. That I would respect that.
Yeah, but he's also got to promote. I mean, there's commercialism.
He's so great. It sounds like he doesn't.
But there's a commercialism to art too. You have to.
Of course,
you have to promote your
that's
shit.
the problem here, and he doesn't like how they're
The
handling
balance,
him.
yeah.
Hit play.
I said, wait a second. I just only did the interview to tell people that I invented it. I made it. Like I remember when I was dropping William Morris, right? And then Sarah Newkirk at that time said, before you drop them, go meet with Ari Emanuel. And I sat with him and said, Ari, I'm an inventor. And he goes on to tell me about the way it works. And what he said is, you are a celebrity. So basically what's going to happen is there's product here. And this is where you end up, right here. If you can communicate this product, you can make money off the product. Because look at Gaga. She's the creative director of Polaroid. I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras? So it becomes all of this thing where all of the musicians try to get more money by promoting other products, right? So you'll say, hey, you know what? I've got this water and we've got, we've got this red version. We've got a red bottle, and we got a David Beckham version here. Then we got a blue version. So my opinion is no more than the patina on top of it. When I understand,
all right, I'm done with him.
Bored with him. He's boring.
I just tapped out
He's
because
a boring guy.
It's not well thought out what he's trying to say. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's not well thought out.
No,
what are you talking about?
I think he's just letting his brain spew.
All right, we're going to tap out here because there's another 8 minutes. I heard enough.
There's another 55 minutes of the whole thing.
Right, but the quote that's got everyone talking is that he said he's the biggest rock star on the planet.
Yes.
He's calling himself that. No one else is.
And David Beckham, by the way, for advertising stuff, is the guy they like. They like guys like that. They like guys that's what advertising. I've never cried that I didn't get a commercial. Because I'm not right for commercials, because people, I'm a dirtbag, and I know, who the fuck wants me associated with their that's probably part of it, too. David Beckham is a guy who's palatable, and they lie. That's how it is with commercials.
But he's not saying he wants commercials.
No,
he's saying he wants to make the products.
But again, people don't want to be
products.
exactly, make them, or don't cry why people don't want to be in business with you.
Right.
Look, listen to it. Who the fuck wants to deal with this guy?
You're so great, you don't need to be in business with anyone.
Right.
I'm going to say it over and over again. You can't have it both ways.
Oh, fuck him.
So that led to what? Jimmy Kimmel doing a little bit?
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, he did this, which was an excerpt from the interview. We didn't hear this exact excerpt, but this is what it is. But he did it with children.
Right.
Because, you know.
That's funny.
Kanye's yelling like a child.
Kimmel's doing some good things on TV, man.
And it's so great that he's fucking smashing him.
If I see something, if I see opportunity, I'm gonna go for it. You know what I'm saying? We're all gonna die one day.
He's got a glass of chocolate milk.
I reached the point in my life where my true showboat has hit the painting. I'm not trying to regurgitate myself. I'm a proud person. Not just clothing, but water bottle design, architecture, everything you can think about. Brought the Leonard Jordan fans 6 years ago to Fendi, and they said no. How many have you done seen with Leonard Jordan fans? Where's the culture at? Where is the culture at? Yeah, so? We culture. Rap is new rock and roll. We're the rock stars, and I'm the biggest of all of them.
Jesus. Good
like
bit.
A little kid, that's great.
And he did later in the interview talk about coming to Fendi with leather jogging pants years ago. And then, you know, now they actually are a big thing now.
But he was the one that came up with that?
That's what he says.
Oh, so he got ripped off?
Who?
Oh, he's one of those guys. So then what happened? So then
Kanye goes nuts on Twitter.
Right. That was yesterday.
Of course Baby Boy went nuts.
Yesterday, like, afternoon. And starts tweeting a ton of shit to Jimmy Kimmel.
Saying Sarah Silverman's funnier.
Yeah.
What else?
I think you got it in front of you, but I can look him up, too.
Well, Kimmel... Oh, I got it in front here?
Yeah, I think you got it typed out.
Okay.
But then also, Kimmel read a bunch of them.
Does an interview like that, and then cries that people make fun of him. What a douchebag.
All right, so Kimmel wasted no time in addressing Kanye West's angry Twitter tirade. We got that clip in a second here. He read some of... Okay, we could just play the Kimmel thing, because he reads the tweets. So this was last night on Kimmel, right?
Yeah, so he tweets him all afternoon yesterday.
Right.
And then apparently he called Jimmy Kimmel right before the show, too.
Really?
And Jimmy Kimmel references that.
Really? Okay.
Kanye West called me about an hour and a half ago in my office, and he's very angry because of a bit we aired this week. He gave an interview to the BBC, and we had a kid actor take the words and reenact it. We just had the kids say the stuff Kanye said. And apparently this upset him. He called me. He said a lot of things. He told me I had two choices. Number one, apologize publicly. And that was really the only choice.
By the way, Kanye,
this is going to be a good one, man.
Kanye is going to get his fucking ass handed to him.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
He's going to lose this one in a humiliating way.
He's in way over his head. Way over his head.
He's just going to make a live audience laugh at you every night.
Every night. Yeah, and Jimmy Kimmel's the type of guy, he's not going to let this go.
Kanye's going to get destroyed on this one.
Kimmel's got balls.
Yeah.
He's got the balls.
I mean, it'll last, and then...
Yeah, but where's the end?
I mean, and then Kanye will put something new out, and everybody will be like, okay, actually, that's good, too.
Really the only choice. The other choice he gave was that my life, your life, he said, is going to be much better if you apologize. So, and then he started tweeting today, and I don't know if I've even seen some of these because they're happening as we speak. Let's say Kanye West is out of line to, Jimmy Kimmel is out of line to try and spoof in any way the first piece of honest media in years. Okay. All right. What else do we have? Jimmy Kimmel, I don't take it as a joke. You don't have scumbags hopping over fences trying to take pictures of your daughter. I don't even know what that refers to. Okay, what else do we have here? Jimmy Kimmel, put yourself in my shoes. Oh no, that means you would have gotten too much good in your life.
Pussy in your life.
I've seen the video, I know.
Wow.
Yeah, keep going, stupid Kanye.
You're
There you
not
go.
going to beat a comic.
Keep
Not
going.
like Jimmy Kimmel.
Keep
Or
going.
a comedian,
dummy.
whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not a stand-up guy, but he's a comedian, and he's gonna get destroyed.
He is going to get his fucking dick kicked in this. 'Cause, first of all,
And Kanye's ego will not allow him to fucking back out. This is gonna be really good. This is gonna go on for a while.
look at his baby boy capital letter tweets.
Wow.
Oh, his angry baby boy tweets. Yuck. That was fucking. It's like, do you understand? There's a live studio audience just laughing at you, and the whole country is laughing with them at you.
And then everyone's going to pick up on the clips. I'm sure Kanye has a much bigger fan base, but wow, this is not good.
This is years and years ago. A writer, I think Walter Winchell, was a very powerful writer, and he went after, I think it was Jack Parr on the Tonight Show, and they had a back and forth. And Winchell was a powerful guy, and Parr destroyed him. And because you can't compete with a guy who's being funny in front of a live audience every night.
Right.
He can do bits about you, and everyone sees it. And like you said, they pick it up.
Right.
You cannot win.
And in Kimmel's world, this is great for ratings, so he's not going to fucking drop this.
I mean, you talk about Kanye having a bigger audience. He's got almost 10 million Twitter followers, most of whom had no idea that Jimmy Kimmel did this bit. Nobody was talking about this bit.
So now they're tuning in Jimmy Kimmel. It's great for him.
Can we hear that one line again? That last line was just wonderful.
That was a punch to the gut.
Just addressing each tweet.
Yeah, and then we got more. Hold on, let me see. Why is this not working? Come on.
Wow, that was a fucking good one.
It really was a good one.
I know. I've seen the video. Now tweet more capital letter stuff about that.
Right.
Baby boy, deal with that. Oof.
Well, I'll just pick it up from, I don't know, somewhere in here.
Hopping over fences, trying to take pictures of your daughter. I don't even know what that refers to. Okay, what else do we have here? Jimmy Kimmel, put yourself in my shoes. Oh no, that means you would have gotten too much good in your life. I've seen the video, I know.
Wow. Wow. And then it continues. We got a new clip here.
You can't put yourself in my shoes. Your face looks crazy. Is that funny? Or if I had a kid say it, would it be funny? It might. I'd be more than happy to give it a shot if you'd like. What else do we have here? Should I do a spoof about your face? Are you effing Ben Affleck? Which, by the way, was a spoof. I don't know if you thought that was the news, but hashtag no disrespect to Ben Affleck. Hashtag all disrespect to Jimmy Kimmel. A lot of hash in those tags. Are there more of them? Oh, yeah, there are some more. Okay. I like you. You know me. I went to your family's wedding. He did come to my friend's wedding, and he was very nice at the wedding. What else do we have? Who you made it clear to me wasn't your family when I was on the phone with you 5 minutes ago. You manipulative medium. Yeah, it was my friend. It's not my family. What else do we have here? Sarah Silverman is 1,000 times funnier than you, and the whole world knows it.
On Twitter, he responded to that by saying, yeah, I know, right? Hashtag Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Because I guess she was in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, I think she was one of the characters in that. Not a great movie.
That was a smashing. And people, and by the way, Kanye thinks people are laughing at his tweets. They're laughing at him.
Of course.
They're laughing at him.
Of course. And then this.
So, by the way, he told me on the phone, and I swear to God this is true, he said, I am the most powerful voice in media. I am Pac. He said, I am Pac a few times to me.
Wow. All right.
He said, you will never be able to show your face at a 14-year-old's high school football game and be cool again. He really is Pac. I mean, that is right out of the Tupac playbook, isn't it? So, I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't know why he's angry. Again, the bit was pretty, I thought, innocuous, but finally I'm in a rap feud. I am in... I've always wanted to be in a rap feud. Are you on my back?
I watch your back.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Right now we're at Def Kanye 5, so we will keep an eye. Are there any new ones? Or we'll keep an eye during the show to see if he's got some new ones. Thanks, Kanye. Appreciate it.
Yeah, this is all good for Jimmy Kimmel.
What a dope Kanye West.
All
is.
good for Jimmy Kimmel.
Only good news.
Kanye makes one dumb decision after another with his big mouth.
Well, he can't help himself.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is.
The capital letters are the best. The angry, like, you know how dumb that looks? Like, you're so angry, and then people just, how does it feel to type these angry ones that you think you're going to be, and you're just being mocked and laughed at?
Has it stopped?
The tweets?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the last one.
You can bet that will stop. He should record if Kanye calls. He should absolutely have you able to record that.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't.
I'm
air
sure
it.
he recorded.
Why can't you?
You can't secretly record somebody and then air it. I don't think.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe.
I'm sure he recorded it.
Who knows?
If someone goes, "Hey, Kanye's on the phone," and you're in the middle of this, I'm sure you know.
But it is
I
funny.
am.
I'm sure he recorded it.
How embarrassing! I am Pac. Oh my God!
Pretty amazing.
Wow.
I think the Opie rap's better than any Kanye West song, by the way.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, you got Chip on this one. You don't have me. But
I think it's better than anything Kanye has put out.
Word.
I don't think we officially ever played it on the show.
No, I don't think
it's doing
so
very
either.
well out there. It's a guy named, how do you say his name on Twitter?
G Hookahs.
G Hookahs.
Yeah, he's the same guy who did E-Rock Army, N-word.
Right. Yeah, he did this rap. It's the Opie rap. It's kind of weird to promote this because I'm the guy, but fuck, who else is gonna do it? What's he on Twitter? GHOOKAHS.
Yeah,
he's a good one to follow, man. He's a very creative guy, and he did this. We'll put it on our Facebook page again, E-Rock.
Yeah, sure.
All right, it'll be linked on our Facebook page. The animation itself is amazing, so check this out as we go to break.
My nigga is Satan. He's amazing. He's an amazing guy.
Greg Hughes, nigga. Greg Hughes, nigga. Hey, yo, it's Greg Hughes money. You already know the niggas. You wanna act funny. I will pull up so the kitty niggas. I will get your bitch. I'm here to make her work it, nigga. Fucking filming bang bus. The elevator version, nigga. I'm so cool, nigga. That's the dope cool, nigga. You wish you had to be like me. Don't you, nigga. You got that hater, nigga. I'm that rollerblading, nigga. I'm barely more mature than a 8th grader, nigga. I get that last laugh, nigga. Got that sweat ass, nigga. So stay back, niggas. I'm a cake smash, niggas. Tell who can. I need a day pass, niggas. Don't let us say that, niggas. I'm cooler than Jim Norton. They can't go hands and Adidas, nigga. You really wanna beef? Then brother man, come and tweet a nigga. Tweet a nigga. Really wanna find me, nigga? Be in the heart of Huntington Village of that Page Riley's, nigga. I had a baby up in the line more insightful, nigga. They just sitting on beaches away behind the nigga. I used to break stuff, I ain't give a fuck, nigga. Nowadays it's blueberries and Candy Crush, nigga. It was Greg Hughes money, you already know the niggas. You wanna act funny and I will club soda candy, niggas. Nigga wanna act funny and I will club soda candy, niggas. I will club soda candy, niggas. I will club soda candy, niggas. Wanna act I will club soda candy, niggas. I will club soda candy, niggas. I will club soda candy, niggas.
The Opie and Anthony Show continues.
That's right, it continues. My kid doesn't understand why I don't talk to him through the radio. That's going down, Jim Norton.
I've had girls that thought I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Frightening.
For real?
Oh, yeah. Frightening.
Wait, you're not joking?
No.
Holy shit.
Psychotics.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, my kid, is trying to talk to me through the radio, and he doesn't understand why I'm not, answering his questions. He thinks I can't hear him.
He's right.
He is right.
100% correct.
He's like, why doesn't Daddy hear me?
That's weird. He hears your voice.
Yeah, he's finally figured it out. And yesterday we were walking around, and a fan came up. He was very, very cool. Some dude that used to live in L.A. and now lives in our neighborhood. It was a little creepy that he followed me for 2 blocks before he said hi. Trust me, I've been around long enough to know all the tricks. And after I talked to him for a couple minutes, then my son goes, "Who is that, and why is he talking to you?" He's very confused. He doesn't understand why just complete strangers come up and say hi.
When I saw you and your wife and kids in the street the other day, I thought after, like, what a perfect-looking family, like blonde.
Really?
Oh my! Like if Hitler painted a family.
Wow,
it would be a family.
Wow, really? Thanks.
4 very blonde, perfect people.
Oh, I just sat up straight.
I do like that you and Hitler have the same definition of perfect people.
Well, I mean visually.
Yeah, Kanye wouldn't agree with that.
That's right.
No, but he would have
trying to say.
But Kanye would have agreed with the point that I made about if Hitler had a painting. That would
Yes. He would have agreed with that.
I watched the special, by the way, last night. It was on Netflix. I watch a lot of Nazi documentaries just to try to understand certain people. And it was about the kids or the grandchildren of the Nazis and how they had to deal with being these names. And they show some, like the great niece of the grandson of Rudolf Hess, who ran Auschwitz and killed 2 million people, or the granddaughter of, or the daughter of Amon Gut, who was in Schindler's List, the one that was shooting people off the balcony.
Of course.
And she didn't understand. Like, a lot of them didn't understand how fucking what pigs they're.
And how old are these people now?
Well, the daughter is probably 60, but she, I'm almost done with it.
Do you ever wrap your head around that?
What do you mean?
Like, if you're in that position, if you're that kid, do you ever wrap your head around
I haven't come to the very end of it. I got probably 15 minutes left in it.
Because we all want to, like, do Ancestry.com, right? Is that the big plug today? I don't even know. Well, whatever. Those sites. Imagine those people like, well, we kind of know, and we don't really want to deal with that.
I'll tell you who's. I think they do. There's one of the girls related to Himmler, and they have the last names Himmler, Goering. And this one guy is...
Supposedly there were some Hitlers on Long Island, of all places.
Probably were.
And I think they either changed their names or... I forgot how it goes. We talked about it on the radio a while ago. But there were Hitlers.
Yeah.
Yes, related to the guy.
That's their name.
And how the fuck do you go through life knowing that?
Well, 2 of them, the son and daughter of, I want to say Goering, who was a real psycho, they both... Well, it might have been the two grandchildren. Both had their tubes tied, the son and the daughter, because they don't want there to be any more.
No kidding.
Yeah, they're stopping the bloodline. And I forget, there's one guy that runs around reading. He's in his late 60s, or he's probably in his 70s. He's an 80-year-old brother. And he wrote 2 books about his parents. His father was executed. It wasn't Goering. It might have been Bormann, or it was one of those top guys. Hess. No, it wasn't Hess. I forget. It was one of the top Nazis, and was his father. And he blasts them, and he goes and he reads, and he was saying how they deserved it, what terrible people they were.
Oh, boy. Kenny.
I don't appreciate this conversation. I had a relative die in a concentration camp. He fell out of a guard tower.
I will analyze what was wrong with that. It was, the timing of it was awful. See, the audience doesn't have to watch this lumbering up to the mic. And it was the fact that he knows he's told that joke so many times, there was no pause for the fucking punchline. It was like...
He and everybody else's corny uncle have told that joke.
I just wanted to contrip.
But you know what?
Right, well, you should still want that.
The best part, he was beat red before he told the joke. He knew he was in a uncomfortable
Can you
spot.
replay the rush to punchline?
I knew how horrible it was going to be.
But it was just the rush to the punchline.
Oh my God!
I specifically didn't pause because I didn't want you to beat me up.
I know.
But aren't you a Jew?
He's Jew. Yeah.
You're a Jew.
Yeah, this is what that was. 2 Jews walk into a bar, they own it. Could you give me a second to go? What do you mean?
Yeah, you got it, E-Rock. That's fascinating. What do they do for a living, the kids or the grandkids?
I don't remember.
Of these people.
I wish I could remember the son's name, the guy with the beard, because he goes into schools, like middle schools and grade schools,
right? And
he reads excerpts from.
So he kind of owns it. He kind of owns it a little bit. I would imagine some of these people, they don't, you could get away from that. You know what I mean?
What the fuck was? Could you Google top 5 Nazi lieutenants or whatever? Now it's gonna drive me nuts. He's not a Himmler, and he's not a Goering. I don't think he's a Hess. He's not a Borman. There's one I'm missing.
But yeah, people want to know the name of the documentary.
Hitler's Children.
Hitler's Children.
Yeah, I don't think Hitler had any kids, but it's about, it was just a catchy title. What are some?
Where'd you find it? Netflix?
Netflix has a great Nazi documentary.
Netflix has great documentaries in general.
Okay. Top 10 Nazis put.
That's in film.
No, not film.
I wrote top 5 Nazi lieutenants.
Okay. In Third Reich. I can't remember this guy's, who he was, because usually now it's the grandchildren or the great nieces, because the children were much older. But this one guy grew up. Did he grow up in a fucking concentration camp?
Ryan wants in. Hold on a second. He might be able to help you out, because I did not see this, Jimmy. It sounds like a fascinating
It's really
documentary,
fucking
though.
good. I like to watch 10 minutes of it, and I blew through almost all of it. Hi, Ryan.
You saw this, huh?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, it's a great documentary. Jimmy's right. There's some really good parts in that documentary, especially I can't remember the guy's name, but one of the guys that I guess his grandfather ran one of the concentration camps. He went back to the concentration camp, and was looking into God's house and where he used to live. And then that scene, Jimmy, I don't know if you've gotten there yet, but like for those Israeli kids were there doing the little tour of the camp, and he got up in front of them and he just
No, I didn't see that part yet. I did not see that part.
All right, never mind. I didn't say it.
Wait. So some of the Nazi kids, they grew up in these concentration camps in other areas?
Well, this kid didn't know. This kid is Rudolf Hess's grandson. I saw the part where they got to where he went to the camp and he's looking through the old house. Because this grandson of Rudolf Hess, his father, when his father was young, he was living in Auschwitz. Because they had a place where the German family lived. And this grandson became obsessed with this photo from the inside of the German household to a gate. And the gate leads into the concentration camp. And his thing was, how much could they see from this gate? What did my father and family see? Like, not Rudolf Hess, but the regular parts of my family. What did they know that was happening? What could you see? So he brings the photo with him, and he goes into the gate, the little yard area, and he just to look through this gate and see what could they see into Auschwitz. But he's the grandson, and they said he looks like Rudolf Hess. Who am I thinking of?
Goebbels?
There you go. The beard. Wait, who? The guy with the beard. Who's the guy with the beard that I'm thinking of? And his father and mother were both Nazis, and the father was was it Joseph Goebbels?
I think so. I don't remember. All the names kind of run together. They just got this one big.
Okay. Because you wrote a book about his Nazi father.
Hold on, I want an answer to some. So the German families had families that were close to the concentration camp, like living.
They lived in the camp, but in the nice section
All right.
of the camp.
No, of course. But my thought process is this. So now the guy, he's killing Jews all day long, and then he comes home for supper and throws the ball around with his kid?
Yeah.
And that was what.
How fucked up is that?
They're the worst people who ever lived.
But how do you do that as a human being in your head?
That's what these kids are wondering. That's what they're wondering. Like, Amon,
so he goes through the gates. That's the bad part of the camp, obviously.
Yeah.
But then at the end of his workday, because it's work to him, he comes home and has a family life?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, how do you do that?
Well, the daughter of...
Knowing also, that you're in there killing kids, and then you come home to your own kids?
Yeah, it's...
Wow.
Amon, I keep saying Gert is how his daughter, the Gut, whatever the name, how you say it in German.
Yeah.
She said that she asked her mother when she was younger, because she thought... She said, I knew that all these Jews lived in this work camp. She said, thank God it was not an extermination camp. It was not an extermination camp. What was it begins with a P, whatever the name of the camp was. And so she said, I knew that sterner measures were necessary sometimes, but she had no idea that her father was standing up there with a rifle and he'd killed tens of thousands of people in that camp.
Do they describe their fathers as being good people?
No.
Obviously, time goes by and
No.
They despise them or whatever, but at the time, do they remember them as being good parents, good fathers?
I don't remember if she did.
I would love to know the answer to that.
She was shocked to hear what he had done, though.
Right.
Like, she said she asked her mother, did he ever kill any Jews? And the mother said, well, a few. And she kept pushing her. How many is a few? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 5? It turns out it was tens of thousands. And she said her mother beat her with a switch. And
why? For asking the question?
Yeah, I guess the mother didn't want to answer it. And she said that she walked into a bar she used to go to. And she would hang out in this bar. And she said the bartender, or the owner, was a very nice guy. And she said one time the dishwasher wasn't there, so he rolled up his sleeves. And she saw the number on his arm. And she said, where were you stationed? What station? What camp were you in? And he goes, well, we don't want to talk about that. And she finally said, well, no, I would like to know. And he goes, you would never heard of it. And then he said the one that her father used to run. And she thought her father was a decent guy. So she goes, oh, my father used to run that. Gut. Did you know Gut? And the guy's like, no. And then the guy goes, do you mean Get? Because they couldn't say his name in Polish.
Right.
And she said, yeah, that's my father. And she said that the guy, he just went white.
Of course.
And he screamed, that murdering pig. And she, I think that showed her how awful this was. Like, she had no idea.
How awful her father was.
And watching Schindler's List, she said, she went and saw it in the theater. And she said it was just, it was extraordinarily upsetting to see.
Wow. Jesus. You're not talking about Hess, are you?
I don't know, to be honest. Rudolf Hess's grandson is the one who ran Auschwitz. Hess ran Auschwitz.
Right.
And the grandson went there. Amon Gertz ran, it begins with a fucking P.
Let's go to Larry. Larry!
Hey, Larry.
Hi, guys.
Plaslau?
That's probably it, yeah.
All right, I didn't know that, but someone came up with it. Plaslau is the name of the camp. Go ahead, Larry.
Rudolf Hess, I don't know, Hess might have ran the camp. Rudolf Hess was an air minister who flew to England at the beginning of the war very early to try to forge a peace with England, crash landed and spent the rest of his life incarcerated. And his son has written books. He eventually committed suicide in Spandau prison in Berlin. There might have been another Hess that ran Auschwitz. I don't know who did that.
Oh, I thought Rudolf Hess did.
No, not Rudolf Hess. Rudolf Hess crash landed in England in 1942, I think.
Oh, okay, I'm wrong.
And spent the rest of his life incarcerated.
Oh, okay.
Goebbels left no children. Joseph Goebbels was the propaganda minister, and in the bunker in April of 1945, his wife and him poisoned all their children, and then they committed suicide. So there's no surviving direct children of Joseph.
Wait, so it might have been a great niece or something, right? A great grand.
What was the logic of poisoning his own children?
So
Does anyone know?
Oh, yes, they would all just die and not have to live through the capture.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, so it wasn't Rudolf Hess then. Who ran Auschwitz?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know who ran the camps. I've read extensively about the camps and the camp system.
Yeah.
And visited Dachau. I wouldn't recommend it. It's extremely depressing. But I don't know who actually ran the camps themselves. I know Himmler was in charge of it all as the head of the SS, the Schutzstaffel. And I don't know that I think Himmler might have left children, but there's not much written about his family. Bormann was never found. No one really, that was one of the big mysteries, is what happened to Martin Bormann. And I don't know that he left any children behind, but he completely disappeared. And
Larry, Haas is the guy's name, right? Oh, okay, I was mixing him up with...
The woman is Bridget Haas.
Haas. How do you spell her name?
H-O-S-S.
H-O-S-S. I'm sorry, I was confusing him with Hess. It's Haas.
Haas, okay.
Well, that's fine. It's just, I lived in Germany a great number of years, and it was kind of one of my hobbies
Sure.
to set myself to study that history.
Well, thank you for saying that, because I was saying the wrong thing. It was Haas.
Haas, okay.
Larry.
I'm thinking that the guy who I'm thinking of who wrote the book about his parents, his father was named like the guy to run Poland for Hitler, and I don't remember his name, because I remember he said he remembers the phone call came where his mother picked up the phone and said, Hitler's on the phone, and his father jumped out of the bathtub naked and stood at attention on the phone talking to Hitler, and then Hitler said, I want you to kind of run Poland or be my general in Poland or whatever it was.
Wow.
So whoever that guy was.
Wow. I got to see this documentary.
It's really good. It's very, very interesting. But it just makes you hate... I mean, to say the Nazis were awful people, that's an obvious thing, but I really wish that they had just dropped a nuke on Germany at the end of that war. Terrible. Thank you very much, Larry.
Anything else, Larry?
May I make a recommendation on a book for you? It's a book that's simply called Treblinka. And Treblinka was a camp where they had a revolt, and at the time the Frenchman wrote the book, he spoke to every surviving prisoner. Only 40 prisoners got out alive, because after the revolt, all the prisoners were put to death, but the 40 that escaped were alive. And it talks about the entire mentality of the camp system, how they controlled them and everything, and why they what guards themselves did that led to the revolt, to understand the mentality of both the Jews as well as the Germans that wrote the camp.
So it's Treblinka, it's called?
Treblinka, yes.
Thank you. And it's was that was a death camp or a work camp?
No, it was a death camp.
Okay, what was Dachau?
Dachau was the model camp, was the one that they started everything with. It's outside of Munich. It was the model on which all the others were based. It's where they tested everything. It was the very first camp from the 30s. And above the gate, I don't know if it's the original gate, it does say Arbeit macht frei, which roughly translated into English, work will set you free.
Oh, wow.
Man.
I know Auschwitz was in Poland, so I didn't know it was in Germany. Okay, thanks very much, Larry.
Right.
Treblinka. I'm going to actually text myself that so I can buy that book.
I apologize. Good day, and hey, Sammy, you the man.
Take care, buddy.
Whoa.
Hey, don't end a good call with that, Larry.
That's Larry.
Well, again, Larry obviously knows a lot about the Nazis, so he liked Sam. That makes sense.
Hi, who's this?
No, it doesn't.
This is Bobo.
What?
What?
Did you see the documentary, Bobo?
Why are you calling the show?
I was gonna call in, say hi to you guys, because I haven't talked to you guys in a while.
You do realize we're in the middle of an interesting topic, so do you have something on Hitler or Auschwitz? Concentration camps?
No.
You're just calling for what reason? You've been on hold for hours. What's up? What's up?
Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to talk to you guys. Haven't talked to you guys in a while, but just saying hi.
How's the dog doing, Bobo?
No, none of that shit. This is a radio show. What do you mean you're just calling to say hi?
That's what it is. I picked the bad time to call in.
Just fucking hang up. I mean, Bobo, not Opie. Oh, Bobo, just hang up. What are you doing?
What's the thought process? Like, you haven't heard... What's going on? You think we're talking to you through the radio?
He hung up. Good.
All right. What do you mean you're calling just to say hi?
Exactly.
And I want to get back to Jimmy anyway. You have a story about a girl that thinks you were talking to her through the radio?
Yeah, just some crazy girl.
What did she say that you were saying?
She would just like leave me voicemails and write me emails thinking I was talking to her. You know, Jim, it was just weird shit. Wow. Just fucking wackos. Say you were talking about this, and I'm like, it was a radio show, dummy.
But she thought you were talking to her? Or about her?
Yeah, just another fucking me narcissist. Just the most hateable. I wish there was a way that they could test the true gene for narcissism. Because we all have some of it. And you're right, performers all have it.
Of course.
They have to.
Yes.
So I don't say that, you know, but just that type of wreck everybody's life narcissism and just really, before they're ever fucking grown out of the womb, just flush them out.
Right.
The worst.
All right. Well, that documentary I want to see.
It's very good. Hitler's Children on Netflix.
Hitler's Children.
Because I was looking for the Morton Downey one and I couldn't find it. And
the
so
Evocateur. I got a copy of that.
Oh, I would love to see it, man. I
don't think it's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
It's on demand.
Roland got me a copy from Magnolia Films.
Hey.
You might even have another one laying around. It was pretty good.
I really do want to see it.
I just didn't realize that Morton Downey Jr. had 2 quick years. I mean, hung in there after that, but the show itself was only on for 2 years.
That was it.
That's unbelievable to me.
And someone said that the boy in striped pajamas is the same story. I'm guessing it's about that. I like Nazi documentaries. I liked hearing from the survivors. Because you get this, there's been this thing, like, a lot of people like, you know, and I'm not even talking about AMP, I'm saying there are people that really just think the Third Reich had a lot of good things about them, and it's like, they're just fucking gross.
Right.
And it wasn't just the upper echelon, it was the guards. To be able to just murder, like you said, children.
And then go home to your own family. That's the part today. Because you forget that they had family structures and stuff, these guys, you know? You just think they're animals, and that's all they were animals, robots, basically. But no, they were living relatively, in quotes, normal lives when they weren't doing that shit.
Hitler's personal bodyguard just died, I think.
Yeah.
Or his secretary, or his
I think it was a bodyguard or something, yeah.
In his 90s.
So, all right. That was a terrific call, Bobo. Thanks. And then he's tweeting, pick up my call. Like,
why wouldn't you just block him?
I block
Pick up my call.
I block all his accounts at this point.
What is it to say to you?
I'll block the new one.
Idiot. It's a fucking radio show. Pick up my call. I just called to say hi.
Maybe he's got a new video or something.
Cares?
Maybe.
You don't, do you?
No, not at all. I forgot that he existed until he called, and I forgot there were videos until you said that.
All right. Now this. Oh, Sal. Hold on.
Hold on.
What are you doing?
Just hanging.
I have no idea what this is now. You want to hear Jim's Kenny's joke from before? What was
Oh, yeah,
it?
we did ask for that.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Where's E-Rock?
E-Rock said he's taking a piss. He's been gone for 10 minutes.
So you think it's a shit? Should I check?
Go check, Sam.
All right, let me go double check.
You think he's shitting?
Yeah, definitely.
Can he shit during the break?
I don't. You would think. I would love to go to the bathroom right now, and I will do that. I wish I could just get up in the middle of the show and do that. There are times we go really long, and I feel like I'm going to pee my pants. I start shivering because my body temperature drops. There's so much urine in me.
Yeah, I got a tinkle, too.
Like, his only job is to be there when we need him, so why wouldn't... whatever. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Jim left for the airport, I guess?
He's gone.
He's gone? Should we wait for him to get back?
For what?
Huh?
No, we gotta keep the ball rolling.
Sure.
Yeah, man, keep the energy up.
All right, we could do that.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I love it.
Woo! It's Friday.
It is Friday. I gotta see the Meatball movie. And I think that's it. And maybe get a pumpkin or two.
Already?
Yep.
It's September still.
Well, I know, but the kid doesn't understand that. He sees pumpkins. We need to get a pumpkin.
Are they going to go rotten before Halloween?
Oh, yeah, they will.
They will, right?
Yes.
Those things don't last a month.
Who's calling on the hotline?
I hope it's Bobo again.
Hi, who's this?
Colin.
What's up, man?
Why don't you have Bobo on?
Yeah. Well, Bobo called in the middle of our Nazi discussion, and he had nothing to add.
Nazi discussion. I don't blame him. That Nazi discussion in the year 2013.
Well,
Let it go. The Nazis did their thing. Give them a break already.
Well, Jim Norton saw a little documentary called Hitler's Children, and we were discussing it, Colin.
Ah, BS. You guys should get to the hot issues.
Which one?
Last issue of Breaking Bad. The last show of Breaking Bad. Oh, the Kanye Jimmy Kimmel feud.
We actually did the Kanye Jimmy Kimmel feud. Jimmy Kimmel's going to kick Kanye's ass.
You think so?
Oh, my God. Kanye can't keep up with that shit. Jimmy Kimmel has all day to respond.
Yeah.
You know?
No. Kanye has all day to respond, too. Just, not on TV, but he has all day to respond.
On Twitter with capital letters. Jim Norton back in studio.
Yeah,
Colin Quinn in studio.
On the phone,
On
yes.
the phone, excuse me.
Hi, Carl.
It's like I'm in studio. That's how.
I just felt like you were sitting right next to me, yes.
Jim, I heard you had quite a discussion about the Nazis, and you kept Bobo out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, it was difficult, but I'm afraid that once he got started on the Nazis, he'd have so much pertinent information that we'd never get back to the jokes.
Well, but don't you think it's kind of unfair that you spent the whole night watching some tedious Hitler's Children documentary? It was probably filmed, it was probably like a 20-year-old documentary, and just because you happen to watch it and you're working on the show, then Bobo calls in and adds his 2 cents.
Well, Kyle, I have to explain this because I know you enough to know that you really appreciate this type of thing. Bobo called a radio show. We'd like to think it's a relatively popular radio show being heard in multiple states. The reason Bobo called us today was he wanted to say hi.
I saw him on Twitter. He goes, Anthony, I haven't heard from you in a long time.
Exactly. It's like, what an asshole.
But he has no concept that, believe it or not, we're trying to do something here. He just wanted to actually call in to say hi.
Well, that just goes to show you guys have people always complain how this country is no longer like, the small town where just the simple niceties of the day-to-day. Bobo's trying to reenact that. And he wouldn't have done it if Anthony had responded to him on Twitter 2 days ago when he said, hey, Ant, haven't spoken to you in a couple of weeks. So really, this is Anthony's fault.
But Anthony's never talked to Bobo. So that's all in Bobo's head.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should see it Colin's way. Bobo, please call back in.
Yeah.
And we'll allow you to say hi.
Chat the morning away.
We'll allow you just to say hi, not contribute anything to the radio show. I mean, Colin, in a way, is saying hi right now, but he's adding rich material to the program.
And my Nazi documentary was a very newer one.
Yeah.
And it was quite good.
I bet it wasn't new at all. Stupid. I've heard that name, Hitler's Children. It's like it's a 20-year-old book and probably a 15-year-old documentary.
How old is the documentary, Sam? Can we look this up just so I can finally... Because somebody thinks that he reads the U.S. Constitution, all of a sudden he's an expert on world affairs. Hold on a second. What year is it? I'm going to guess it was 2010.
He did a one-man show on the world, though, so he might...
I'm going to guess it was 1997. I'm going to guess the book was 1992.
Maybe you're right, the book, but I'm talking about the
Canopy
documentary.
new to us?
We's allowed.
No, the book you might be right about, but I didn't watch.
Okay, all right. You ready?
2010.
The book.
What's the book called?
Hitler's Children, the story of
whatever,
is a 1977 book. However, the film
We're both wrong on that one.
is from 2011.
2011, Colin. That's like
fine.
yesterday.
Well, I'll give you some information that Opie will appreciate.
Yeah.
I believe the Nazis landed in Southold when they actually had a submarine off of Southold in World War II.
No way.
I think so.
Really? I got family out there. Maybe I'm related to those guys. You know there was a Hitler in Patchogue? I swear to God.
I think there's a few Hitlers.
Colin loves Long Island history. There was a Hitler, look it up, in Patchogue. Some say Patchogue. And his name was Willie. Willie Hitler. Lived in Patchogue. I'm telling you the truth.
Did he change his name?
I don't know. I mean, look up Willie Hitler. He lived in Patchogue, Long Island. Huh?
That's great. He changed his name too. See, now when Bobo calls, you guys got something to talk about. Willie Hitler.
Well,
maybe
now...
maybe he'll have something to contribute.
He's not calling in now. Good. I see it your way. He should be able to just say hi on a radio show. You fuck. Someone else does that. Stalker Patty does that to us. She calls just to say hi.
But she says hi she says hi better than anybody. Hi.
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 Her hi is like on Laverne and Shirley. Really and sweet. You go, hello.
Hello.
It's very distinctive.
But Bobo's calls in are just they enrage me because they're so devoid of any self-awareness.
Well, one of my greatest pleasures, Colin, is to do things to just annoy Jimmy now. And there's a couple of go-tos. There's a guy named Danny around here that Jimmy, thinks he's a nice guy, but doesn't really like him on the radio show. So we invite him in. And then the Bobo phone calls, always a pleasure. We stopped taking Bobo's calls, but then one day I realized it really annoyed Jimmy so bad that I just take his call.
That's great.
Hold on a minute.
What are we going to do about Scorch? I'm a little worried about him.
We're all worried. But, he was asking for a fax machine the other day through Twitter.
A fax machine?
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't talked about this on the air yet, right?
No,
Sam,
he
tweeted that he needed someone in the Manchester area.
He sent out a tweet.
A fax machine.
He sent out a tweet that said, if anybody in the Manchester area has a fax machine I could use, let me know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anybody in the Greater New Hampshire Staples organization.
But who has a fax machine? And what is he going to do with a fax machine?
And why would you go to a stranger who you know on Twitter who says, oh, I have a fax machine, come over my house and use it?
Yeah, go to Kinko's.
But what is he doing with the fax machine?
Probably faxing out resumes. That's how people receive resumes in 2013. We work in media and we get faxes.
Well, they're a little behind the times in Manch Vegas.
Maybe.
Hold on, Colin. Hold on a minute. You asked for it. You get it.
Whoa.
Bobo.
Yeah, hi guys.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I called. How's everything? How you doing,
Hi, Bobo. I think you're okay.
Yeah, I'm doing okay, but a little bit stuffed up with the allergies.
Oh yeah, wow. What do you expect? I mean, this is allergy season.
Yeah, I know that. Hey, my mom wants to say hi to you, Colin. Hold on.
What?
Wow, what a treat for Carl.
Hey, Colin, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Okay, Daniel got me hooked on your antics, and you're a very good comedian. I enjoy watching you. Very good.
I appreciate that. Oh, that's great.
Hope you keep doing well.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you so much.
All right, I'll put Daniel back on the phone.
Okay, thanks.
Jimmy's losing his mind.
How does it, this one's worse than the first call.
I wanted to. Maybe she could put her vagina up to the phone so we could boo it.
Now his mom is just saying hi.
Hey, man. Let's not question the greatness of Colin Quinn. He demands this.
Okay.
All right. Bobo.
Guys, I know good radio.
Huh? No, you can't go. You did this. Bobo.
Yeah.
You're on with Colin Quinn.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Colin. I'm doing fine, Colin. Are you ever going to release Unconstitutional on DVD?
Well, that's a good question. I'm actually, I'll look into that at some point, but not at the moment.
Yeah, that's how I got to see A Long Story Short, because it was on TV.
Yeah. I didn't know you had HBO. Or did you watch it on YouTube?
Not HBO.
Wow.
Oh, boy. I think you watched it for free on YouTube. What about, I don't know. First of all, today is a little more like fall, but I felt like yesterday was looking back into summer in some ways, weather-wise, I mean.
Yeah, it's like that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. I'm actually plugging it. Unfortunately, my camera got damaged, so I don't have a camera anymore. But
how'd that happen?
I wish a bullet tore through it while you were taking a photo of it.
Well, I think everyone needs to know what happened to your camera, Bobo. This is breaking news.
No, it just happened. It just fell. It just broke when I fell.
Bobo, what's that noise?
What is that noise?
That's the noise of every listener.
No, it's the dogs responding every time there's a freaking doorbell.
Which dog is that?
Both of them.
What are their names?
You got to control your people, Bobo. When you have this big spot on a great radio show, you should make sure all your people know that it's not time to ring the doorbell.
Hold on, Mom. Get the door.
How many countries?
Those dogs are demons.
They are.
Those dogs are frightening me.
Pipe down.
How many countries does the show go to?
Way too many, Sam. We decided
That's great. He
today.
yells at his dogs like fucking Vic Tayback.
Right.
You got to stick to barking at traffic pickers.
Your dogs are shitty. What are their names? These dogs?
Rosie and Mr. Maloonigan.
Oh, Mr. Maloonigan. What type of dog is Mr. Maloonigan?
You already know he's a stoodle.
I don't know what he is. What is he?
Jim didn't hear.
You already know he's a poodle schnauzer mix.
Which is what?
A snoodle.
I laugh hard because you got to see Jimmy's face.
It's just terrible.
Jim's horrified.
I had more laughs last night watching the documentary.
I'm enjoying the Colin Quinn and Bobo phone show.
It's kind of nice. Yeah, there's some real chemistry here, guys.
I like hearing Colin and Bobo just kind of shoot the shit, talk about weather, cameras,
You know what?
whatever.
I think it's a pretty good idea, Sam Roberts. Bobo, you got anything else for Colin? Show off that chemistry you got.
Well, I also had the idea of a whole series of YouTube of me and Colin going places.
That's a great idea. Like community cars getting coffees only with me and you.
Yep, exactly.
Wow, that sounds like a very original idea. That's terrific.
It's outside of the box, at least.
You know, I would watch that, though, because to see Bobo drive a car and try to fucking talk at the same time.
Can you imagine how great that web show would be? Bobo driving Colin Quinn around and talking to him.
Do you have a license?
Well, wouldn't be driving around. It's us at various places.
Bobo, do you have a license? It's a very good question.
I'm in the process of getting a license. I just got learner's permit.
Colin, you in a car with Bobo, I swear to God, I could lose my mind.
You know what's great about a learner's permit is Colin could be the licensed driver that Bobo has to be in the car with.
Bobo has to be driving.
Of course he does.
And conversing at the same time with the horrified Colin Quinn in the passenger seat.
No, I'm sorry.
Fourth of It'd be at various places. Like for example, let's say me and Colin were at a game, right?
Right.
I'm just gonna use an example as hockey game at a hockey game since that's probably going to be.
But if we go to forget about a hockey game, then we're stuck all the time. We can't be filming at the hockey game. People will be throwing stuff at us and shit. Yeah.
Bubba, I'm starting to get a sneaking suspicion that you might just want to go to sporting games with Colin Quinn.
Sure.
No, it isn't just that. It's just, I think there's some great ideas to film me in various places with Colin. As an example.
Oh. What would be a great place for you and Colin to be filmed?
And maybe another good example could be like, let's say I'm at a barbecue at my house. Or
that's a good idea. Get those dogs out of there, though. I'm scared of the dogs.
Yeah, Colin's scared of the dogs there, Bobo. You might have to, put him down.
They're going to ruin the barbecue.
The dogs don't bark. The dogs don't bite. They're nice dogs.
Would you put your dogs down if you had the opportunity to do a TV show with Colin Quinn? Because Colin's scared of the dogs.
Well, the dogs wouldn't be around during the filming.
Yeah, but he would prefer if you euthanized them.
This is more like a Sophie's Choice type deal.
Right. It's either Colin or the fucking dog.
I don't know if I could do that to my dogs.
Yes, it's like it's a real question.
He's given it some thought.
He did. You've given that thought.
Because Bobo's show business first, always.
Sure. Usually he is, but, we might have found his fucking limit here.
What type of stuff would you and Colin be doing? I know you'd be at places, but what would you do?
Well, at the barbecue.
Just witty banter, or?
Well, the first episode is Colin Quinn at this horrible Bobo barbecue. So what could Colin expect at the barbecue, Bobo?
Well, there could.
Oh, you say it!
or me just. And then him actually eating something I actually cooked.
Oh, what do you cook?
Yeah, I actually grill.
Oh.
I actually grill, and no, it doesn't taste horrible. It tastes fine.
I like that Bobo answers that like, I know what you're all thinking, and no.
Right.
You knew where you guys were going.
Yeah, exactly.
But
He's one step ahead.
But he doesn't even say what he cooks.
No.
What do you cook on the barbecue?
Oh, I cook burgers, sausage, peppers, steaks.
That's good.
Fish kebab.
I bet it doesn't taste good, though, huh, Bobo?
No.
It does taste good.
Oh.
All right.
I think it's giving Jim Norton a nice, kind of vision of a lovely Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Just what Jim wants. A couple of friends having a barbecue on the terrace out in Forest Hills or Regal Park. Where do you live, Bobo?
I live in Maspeth.
Oh, in Maspeth, even better.
Yeah. It's a wonderful place. It's a perfect place for Bobo.
Shooting locale.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Bobo, is this good? So now you won't bother us for a while? You won't tweet all day long and stay on the phone for hours?
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, you guys have a good day.
All right.
If you ever tweet me about picking up the phone, I'll block you forever.
What?
You hear that? Oh, he's gone. Colin, thank you, man. We needed that.
Thanks, guys. That was a real shot in the arm, I think, for fans all over. That's great radio.
Where were we at this weekend?
This weekend we're in Providence. Unconstitutional tour is out.
Oh, nice. How's it going?
I don't know. It's just starting tomorrow night in Providence.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of funny, guys, because Rhode Island's the one state that didn't show up for the convention.
Yeah, Rhode Island's got a lot of pecker suckers up there.
Oh, boy. He's chipping away.
Fuck yeah.
You're chipping away.
Me and you should do a car. We just fucking go out and get zooted and fucking tell jokes.
I'd like to see Bobo, and Chip in the car.
Fuck yeah.
That would be good.
We could play pranks on them, like fucking funny pranks.
What would you do?
Chip's funny pranks.
Just fucking do stuff like we're driving really fast. Go, hey, could you get that thing outside? Then he opens the door and he falls out of the car or something.
Why
breaks his back.
Just stop the car.
But no, because I want to see him break his back.
Jesus.
Chip is just close enough that it kind of offend him on another level, the whole Bobo thing. The living with the mother, the whole thing. Chip probably has 2 dogs, too.
No, I don't.
No dogs, huh?
No, because they would bark and wake up Lamar. He would sleep late. He liked to sleep in. He always wore his socks to bed because he had very bad foot odor.
Ah, Jesus.
Oh. Yeah. I had to rub Epsom salts on his feet. My mother would make me massage Lamar's feet because they were very callous.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, good luck with the tour, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Colin Quinn in Providence tonight. Let's go see that, all right? All right, Colin.
See you, man.
And I am Colin Quinn on the great Twitter. Well, he's the great one that tweets on the Twitter. All right. What else we got? Do we have more live reads we got to get to, or are we good?
We have a couple, but we also have that clip.
No, I know what we got, but should we break here, or should we keep going?
We can take a short break here.
Because we got a lot of live reads, right? All right, short break, and then we're going to, finish up the radio show. We got a couple really good clips still to get to today. But first, this.
Opie and Anthony. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Heading toward the weekend. It's an E-Rock choice. You like these guys?
Yeah, no reason for this. Just something to do.
All right. Got a couple good clips. And a story about a fish that eats testicles.
Oh.
That's from yesterday.
That piranha.
What do you mean, that piranha?
It's a piranha. It's a species of piranha, I guess, that bites. The balls look like some fucking tree nut that it likes.
Really?
Yep.
But who's, like, swimming naked?
Exactly.
It's Europe.
Huh?
It's Europeans. It's Europe.
No, they're saying it's 15 miles away from New York City and getting closer every day.
My bad.
It's
Passaic, New Jersey is where it was caught.
Passaic. Did it eat anyone's balls?
You want to watch the story?
Yeah, I do. This is from yesterday?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
All right, listen to this. Dangerous fish with teeth in a Litchfield, Illinois lake.
We got an email from a concerned viewer who thought they might be piranhas. So we sent News Channel 5's Talia Kaplan to Lake Lou Yeager to check it out.
Thank God you did that. Thank you, News.
With temperatures in the mid-90s today, Lake Lou Yeager was a popular spot for boaters and swimmers. Until some heard about what may be lurking in the water.
Just got told about it and I'm freaked because we just drove over an hour to get here. So now I'm not so sure I want to go in.
Exactly.
Everyone was talking about what was first thought to be piranhas.
I don't want to get bitten by one. They're pretty scary fish.
It was a little scary, seeing a fish with teeth. It's just they're not native to this. To our lake or to this area.
Lake Superintendent Jim Codwell says this fish was caught a few weeks ago, and there were claims another one was hooked just 10 days ago. So Codwell had the Illinois Department of Natural Resources check out the fish.
They are not piranhas. The pacu, they are related. They are in the same family.
Pacu?
But the piranhas have very jagged teeth. But pacus have teeth very similar to
an Englishman.
Biologists say the pacu is normally found in the Amazon basin and believe they were dumped in this lake. It's a tropical breed that cannot survive Illinois winters.
Their main diet is nuts, leaves, aquatic vegetation, snails. If their food supply is limited, then they will actually eat other fish.
While Codwell says the water is safe,
I have small children. They swim in the lake. I'm in the lake almost every day.
Some people still don't feel comfortable going in the water.
First of all.
I've had pet pacu before, and I've seen them eat other fish, and when they're hungry, I know that they'll eat anything. So kind of iffy about going out there because they could maybe bite me.
Well, we've been all over the place and been in shark-infested waters and everything else, and, this is a hometown lake, and until I see it for myself, I'm not...
How do you make a ball-eating story so boring?
Yeah.
Codwell wants to stress that biologists say the pacu will not attack humans. They're most concerned about what damage the fish can do to other species. Now, officials say whoever...
God, with this chick.
Wow, that is such a boring story. The headline is, this fish eats testicles and it's 15 miles away from New York City.
Yes. Why, if you're going to sensationalize every story that comes up on the news, why do you take all the fun out of this one?
Right, the ball-eating story. That should lead the news. And they should go for it. It will eat your testicles.
Yeah.
But they're saying it doesn't even attack humans, so it's a non-story. Who's saying it eats testicles?
HuffPo.
The HuffPo. Goddamn HuffPo. Always getting themselves in the shit.
Oh, yeah. HuffPo knows how to beef up a story.
All right, so...
Add some testicles into it.
So it's not going to eat your testicles.
No, that was terrible.
It was terrible, right?
Terrible.
All right, Jimmy?
Yeah. Just irritated.
Why?
Bobo? No,
Roland?
not you.
Sam?
Not at all. No.
Kenny?
No. I just want to get my gigs lined up, and I'm just fucking irritated with something.
They'll get lined up.
No, I know, but I just want them done properly.
That's all we all want, right? Just to have things done properly.
That's it.
Everyone's in that world, though.
I know.
You just realize that.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay, Kanye.
Now this.
So you're going to do a spoken word for us now, right?
Right.
And tell us what we're...
This actually needs a nice little setup. This guy fails miserably on live TV.
He's so great. It's this show in Alabama, and it's like a low budget news show. And he's on to promote. He's not really like a rapper, but he's a rapper / poet / author.
Nice.
And he's on there.
I love them.
And he's gonna do some freestyling.
Yeah, he's on there to promote his books that are about, you know, love and God and stuff like that.
Nice.
And given the opportunity,
fuck yeah,
he wants to just, you know, spit something off the dome.
Okay.
You know,
just show his talents.
Yeah.
Kind of like him and Kanye, you know?
That's
They're
exactly
fucking
it.
Brilliant performers.
Fuck yeah, he just thought riffing.
So, you could rip?
Fuck
riff?
yeah.
That's right, Chip. When you just start ripping, sometimes you're on stage, you just go off the top of the head, right?
Oh, fucking nuts.
You give us a riff.
Whatever.
What about a guitar riff? That's pretty good.
about to hear?
It's just a freestyle.
Okay.
I'm just going to think it up as I go.
Freestyle. Well, let me sit back. Go ahead, Marshall.
Okay. Years ago, they tried to put me in the... this is live.
Did you want to try to read something from your book?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to struggles with love.
Okay.
And we'll listen to Marshall as we go to break.
Bailed on that interview.
I can feel the pain, the misery, and the loss. Everything in this world has a price, even love costs.
I thought you said
And he
that.
said price. He said price wrong.
Yeah.
He said peace instead of price.
I thought you said that fish doesn't eat fucking balls.
That was
That guy was having his balls eaten on live TV.
Why would you say to yourself, all right, I'm going to freestyle, knowing there are no thoughts in your head right now?
He just froze.
I just got so uncomfortable listening to that.
That was great.
That made me fucking cringe.
How miserable was that?
Oh my God.
What a bomb. And then she's like, he'll read from his book as we go to break. She handled it well, but.
And you can hear him after he said...
That's what sucks, though. I would have just left him hanging, man.
After he mumbled,
Fuck it.
This is live, right? And she went, mm-hmm. You could hear him whispering the rap again. Years ago. Right. All he had was, years ago, they tried to...
Years ago, they tried to
Years ago, they tried to make me do shit, but I was like, fuck that. I ain't your clit.
What the hell does that mean?
It's a good riff, though.
Fuck yeah.
No, it's not.
Fuck yeah.
Can't manipulate me like I'm a big clit or something.
Why don't you keep it clean? You're on television.
Years ago, they gave me a bunch of guff. I'm like, whatever. I'll just go out and make my own stuff.
That's like a Kanye thing.
You think that's on the level?
Yeah, Kanye thinks that way. It's like he's willing to just make his own stuff.
Right, because he's tired of taking the guff.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Arizona Governor Jan Brewer can't pronounce a certain word. This is pretty good, too, actually.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today as we honor an important and historic military unit whose contribution went way beyond the battlefield. The Tuskegee. Say it again. I've been practicing this all morning, I did good last year. Tuskegee. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll move on.
That's a hard word to say. I always fuck that one up.
Tuskegee?
But
Yeah,
if you're going to be
always.
talking about that, wouldn't you
Write it down.
Be a
You're there
little
to
prepared
honor
for
them.
it? Yeah, there's an honoring going on.
The Tuskegee Airmen.
Did you write it down?
Tuskegee. I could even do that one. Tuskegee.
I don't know for sure.
Now, but I always go like Tuskegee. It's a really hard.
They made a movie.
That doesn't.
Really?
What does that got to do with me not saying it right?
Like it's in the vernacular now. Like people, it's not a word that nobody's heard of.
No, I didn't
Please
say.
don't use the word vernacular.
Exactly. I don't like that.
That's a big
What
boy.
was the
Over your
one-
head?
What was the one you
Little bit.
used today that I want to fucking bite you for?
When you said you wanted to stab me in the neck,
Yeah.
I don't remember, but it made me feel bad.
What did you say? Like, men of a certain age.
Men of a certain age.
Is that in the vernacular too? You fucking creep.
This show needs to be classed up a little bit.
Shut up, apple cheeks. I don't like your red apple cheeks.
You're doing it with your dumb pink shirt.
Yeah.
We need to bring up the vocabulary.
Did I get any
30-year-old.
blueberry stains on it?
No.
Fuck!
30 years old. He wants to class things up.
I don't have a problem with being 30 years old.
Yeah, but you realize that you're very immature.
I'm not immature.
You're very immature.
I'm quite mature.
Do you have-
Mature.
Do you have wrestling figures?
In my house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a baby.
Awkward.
On a shelf.
Testicle biting fish. I got more info.
Yes.
Did a little info on my own here. It started off the coast of Denmark and Sweden. And male swimmers were warned about these fish and to protect their private parts because of a testicle-munching fish that appears to have been... It's been a joke that got out of hand. It's just a joke, obviously. The fish isn't going to eat your testicles, people. We
got big
did
balls
say that
over
we
there.
recommend men to keep their swimsuits tied up until we know if there are more of these fish out there in the waters. So you had to make sure your testicles were all nice and tight in your swim trunks.
Why don't all those guys just swim in bathing suits anyway?
It's Denmark, Sweden.
They all just
They don't
free
give a-
ball?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about nudity over there. Then Jen Brewer continued with the
governor of Arizona, by the way.
The Tuskegee thing.
Yeah.
Very good, Opie.
Thank you.
Shown by the Tuskegee Airmen. From this day forward, every fourth Tuesday in March will be proclaimed Tuskegee.
Got it right.
From this day forward, every fourth Thursday in March will be proclaimed the Tuskegee Airmen Commemoration Day. Tuskegee.
Oh my God.
She got it.
How could
And then
you?
she didn't get it, but then she got it again.
You can't proclaim it Tuskegee Day if you can't say the word. It's not a good honor.
It's not true. Tuskegee is a place. It's not like she was disrespecting the airmen. She just couldn't say the name of the place.
Right.
Yeah, but you can't honor the airmen without learning the name.
That's one of those things she trips on. I have the same thing.
Hey, we didn't talk about the costumes.
The mental cases.
The mental case, the mental patient costume for Halloween.
England really is a politically correct shithouse.
Well, I'm sure we'll follow suit here in America, right?
I would think so.
What's the deal? You got one of these costumes, as Sam would say, and it makes you look like a mental patient, and they're taking them off the shelves?
Whatevs.
Well, it's like a horror movie mental patient. Like it's a torn up white straitjacket type looking thing, and there's blood stains all over it, and it's got a mask and crazy gray hair and a meat cleaver, and
Looks like a pretty cool costume to wear on Halloween.
And since it's England, it's called mental patient fancy dress costume.
Costume, yeah. So who had the problem?
Well, a charity complained about it.
Why?
Because they said this is insensitive.
Stop listening to these fucking people. We have to say it every day, right? We have to say it every day.
Mm-hmm.
No one gives a fuck. The majority of people don't give a fuck, so stop listening to that one dumb voice.
Well, instead, the Tesco and Asda supermarket chains are no longer stocking the costume, and ASDA is donating 25,000 pounds.
The mental people don't know
to the charity
that we're making fun of. What?
To the charity that complained?
Yeah, they donated to the charity.
25,000
I didn't see that part of the fucking story. I just read the dumb headline.
It's almost $50,000.
They panicked to the point they gave the charity money on top of taking the costumes out of their stores.
It's literally like us handing Eric over.
25,000 pounds.
Almost the whole day.
You almost made it. Obviously, we ran out of material, so we have to go to the tried and true. That's fucked up. $50,000.
Yeah, and it's not like anybody associates this image with people who are actually in a mental facility.
But who gives a fuck? The mental people don't know we're making fun of them.
They're locked up anyway. They don't have Halloween there.
Well, how about this? If you're an axe murderer,
what are you talking about? They have Halloween every day in the mental hospital.
Halloween.
It's always Halloween. Sorry, Jimmy.
No, it's like, who cares if it bothers them? Who fucking cares? Donate money. Just what fucking worms people are.
There's one of these stories every fucking day. Is this costume in America?
No, but they're, I mean, maybe, but they're definitely similar costumes to it. They probably, but they'll call it, you know, Psycho Axeman instead of mental patient.
I will have a full report on Halloween. It's the first holiday now that my kid is in school. I'm paying close attention.
Oh, to see what they change in the school to make sure nobody gets offended.
Yeah, because I've heard all the shit from all you other parents out there. I'm going to live it myself now. I want to see those subtle little changes they make.
Yeah.
Some not so subtle. You think they'll allow kids to come to school with costumes?
I'll bet they will allow costumes and no masks.
No masks.
And my school went through that, like, just as I was getting out of high school, they started making a no mask rule.
Why?
Because that's when school shootings started happening.
So?
And so they didn't want kids wearing masks ever in the school.
But
including Halloween.
But that didn't stop the school shootings.
No, of course not. It's not.
So what was the logic behind that?
I don't know.
I know what I'm going to be for Halloween.
Yeah.
What?
I'm going to tie like 8 fruitcakes to me, and I'm going to run around and tell everybody I'm nutty as a fruitcake. They're going to be fucking cracking up.
What about the...
We're staggering to the finish.
What about the comedian story?
You're making me work
You know what? Hard. That comedian story really did interest me. That Dan,
yes.
Nate.
Do you know this guy?
I don't think I do. If I've met him, I don't remember. We may have bumped into each other in passing.
I don't have the story because it was yesterday, and we were so busy yesterday we never got to it. But there's a comic. Where is he? Dan. How do you say his name? Nanan?
Can you look him up? Dan Nanan. I want.
Nainan. He was arrested after punching a reporter. After the reporter sent out a few tweets about how bad this guy was as a comic.
Well, I wish we had more time with this because there was a bunch of Patton retweeted, and then it went up on my Twitter feed. This guy's emails, like he had sent a bunch of emails to this, I guess this guy or this group of comics who had always shit on him and treated him bad, bragging about how much money he's making and all this stuff. And this guy released the emails and said this guy's the worst person on earth.
Who the comic is?
Yeah, Dan. And he
Wait, Dan sent emails to other comics?
I think it was other comics or bloggers or whatever who had badmouthed him or treated him like shit.
Right.
So he was writing them emails like, hey, I'm on going first class tonight to make $10,000 doing this and that. What are you doing at 20? Because I think that they had had this back and forth.
Oh,
before.
so it's been going back and forth for a while.
Yeah.
So what? People said he was awful, and then he's like, oh, really? I'm awful? And then he sent these, I gotcha, some emails out there to...
He also apparently...
To show how not awful he really is.
Apparently he bought half of his Twitter followers.
Yeah, he admitted that he bought.
Admitted it.
And he has a lot of them.
Like he paid however much money to get 200,000.
So when you learn there's haters out there, and you learned also that you'll never change their mind or their opinion, it's so freeing.
Right.
I went through a stage. I'm like, oh, this person can't possibly hate me. And I would try to reason or write back and forth a little bit. And then you realize, oh yeah, they just are dicks to be dicks. And as soon as you realize that you'll never change their fucking headspace, then it's free.
Well, his emails were.
So why would this guy do that, knowing that he's not going to accomplish anything with that?
Because it was anger driven. Like the emails are coming off like, well, I'm having a good time and I'm making a lot of money, but he was literally detailing how much money he was making, and I guess he was sending it to comedians that treated him poorly. And wow,
why would he do that part of it?
It's vindictive. It's vengeful. It's like a lot of comedy is based in and based in I didn't get what I wanted. Like Rupert Pupkin when he says when he's getting married and he goes, Rupert, we were wrong and you were right. To me, that's the best summation of a comic desire. It's this moment of vindication or validation, and that like you want everybody to see that you were right.
God, what a great line, because we all do secretly wish for that.
All want
But
it.
when you realize that will never fucking happen,
right?
It's like, I'll say it again, it's really freeing.
So he was writing these emails, which weren't intended to be angry, but I'm reading them and I'm like, this is coming from a place of rage. He's just fucking angry. And then so when he punches a reporter, it's not surprising to me, like, because he had just gotten so fucking probably fed up with. But I didn't like the fact that you can find the emails on Twitter and they come off as psychotic, but you're not seeing the other guy what he wrote to Dan. So it's hard to say, because like I think it would be fair to show his emails to Dan too. Like I don't want to just see Dan's email. I want to see what he wrote.
Right. So basically, the comic, it sounds like, escalated the whole situation.
Well, to
the point. Then this, who was the writer?
His reporter.
Yeah, his name's Josh Rogan. He's or Rogan, Rogin. He writes for Daily Beast.
Daily Beast. That's a pretty big fucking blog site.
And he's tweeting, I guess while he's in the crowd. Dan Nanan was funny until he dusted off his 2005 Katrina jokes in a gratingly bad George W. Bush impression. And then he wrote,
But he said he was funny up until that point?
Yeah. And then he tweeted again, Dan Nanan made his umpteenth joke about how Asians can't distinguish between the letters L and R. Election, erection, we get it.
So this guy purposely went to his show to really fucking...
Well, it wasn't his show. He was the famous comic,
right?
Or the bigger comic. It was a contest.
I don't even know this guy.
DC Improv. Well, he's well known in certain, like he does political shows and stuff like that. I think he's a clean act, and he's performed for Obama.
Yeah. All right.
But he was like the host or the professional comedian in a competition. What was it? Funniest person in D.C. It had some people from those D.C. circles.
Never heard of the
so
guy.
that's why this guy Josh was probably there.
Okay.
And I don't know if he was there for Dan, but I doubt it.
Okay.
So he's kind of just being a cunt and tweeting stuff. And I understand why Nana would be annoyed at that. And I understand why he'd want to punch somebody from that. Of course we all, but dude, you can't do that. That guy, as much as he's being a jerk off, that's what Twitter is, and you just got to smash him back or block him. That's all. You can't punch him, because then it becomes obvious that all these emails you sent were just rage and fucking, you're not just happy doing what you're doing.
But the person you block, they start a new account just to continue the hate. It just never ends.
But I almost like when they do that,
ends.
because there's such... I love the fact that when you see it, they have 20 tweets, they're following one, they have no follower. And it's like, I like the fact that they know they've been dismissed and they can't handle it. There is something satisfying about that. They had to go out and do it again. They had to.
And again,
Yeah,
and again, and again.
Let him.
What other tweets from Josh? Was that it?
Yeah, and then 10 minutes later, he wrote, Dan Nanan just punched me in the face. Not a joke. And then he tweeted, we are calling the police on Dan Nanan, who just punched me twice in front of several witnesses. Yeah. And then he tweeted, D.C. police arrested Dan Nanan for assaulting me.
And what a terrible, terrible move that was. I don't know how Dan... I don't know the guy personally.
What does he look like? I want to see if I even know who he is.
You might have seen him.
If I've seen his face.
But what a terrible fucking blunder. Because that's going to really hurt, because the gigs he's doing, these fucking $10,000 or $15,000 corporate gigs, now there's a big thing on you being arrested and fucking punched. It's like, that was so stupid, dude.
He looks almost familiar, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he doesn't run in the same circles I do, so I don't know if I've ever heard him.
Sure. But he was being a twat to other comics. And
No, I think they had been a twat to him first. Like, I bet you he's nice to comedians who come to him for advice or whatever. He's probably really nice to comics who are newer. But I think that what happened is when he started, because he complains a lot in these emails about not being passed at New York clubs. And he may be a hack, I don't know. I mean, but I understand how hurtful and frustrating that is as a comic. And then you see this clique of comics who think they're better than you, or who act like they're better than you, and he's just lashing out, whereas he should have just let it go and made his fucking first-class flight and his $10,000. And it's like, dude, they'll find out you're doing what. Like, Dane's vengeance against guys who didn't like him was that he was doing The Garden and making $250,000 a night.
Right.
That's your vengeance. You don't have to tell them how much you're making. That was, to me, a tactical error. I would never do that. There's been times I've wanted to say that to haters, but it's really tacky to do that. Even though I get the motive,
You can't deny Dane Cook's success.
Right.
You might not like his style of comedy, but he's a funny fucking guy, and he has proven that.
And that's what this guy should have done, which was just let his success speak for itself.
Right. We watched him turn the room in Boston, and what I mean by the room where the Bruins and the Celtics play, he turned the room, meaning he did 2 shows in one night.
Yep.
Just him in a fucking stool. And you might not like you said, but I mean, everyone there was having the time of their lives. They thought he was hilarious.
So if this guy's that bothered by what was said, he should have acknowledged in the emails that he was that bothered by, but he was coming off like, hey, I'm just being kind of a dick because you guys were dicks, but it was bothering him so much more, I think, than he was indicating.
Right. So now he kind of looks like a dick for
The
punching that guy in the face.
That's a tremendous fucking mistake. And I get why you would do it, though. Like, I understand why you'd want to fucking belt someone in the mouth. Of course.
Yeah, it's going to cost him some money.
Yeah, and it's going to cost him a lot of gig. It's like that because, dude, in a way, that guy being a cunt to you on Twitter, that's part of what Twitter is, and it's frustrating, but you have to hit him back and be funnier than him, or just, again, if you want to block him, block him.
Right.
Or ignore him. But those emails are kind of embarrassing. I don't know if he's acknowledging that, but there's no way that's not embarrassing. So, I don't really know what he's... I wish I knew the guy. But I don't...
Let's see. Sleepin' Warrior writes, can we stop with the hater stuff? Too many people use that word to shrug off legitimate complaints / gripes.
But this, but what you're saying, dude, is legitimate gripes or complaints. I don't classify as hater stuff.
Of course not. And you know the difference. You just know the difference when you read it or see it. Most of the shit on Twitter is just plain out fucking hate.
There are people that have written me emails critiquing what I said or saying where I was wrong, and I've written them back and actually said, okay, that's a good point. But they never tweet that. Like, you never see tweets like, hey, man, I appreciate you admitting you were wrong in the email exchange. So you only hear... Like, I do respond to some of that stuff, and some of it I think is just shit. But if you write me something like this fucking twat in Seattle, who is a twat, not the one who fucking was mad on Twitter because I couldn't commit to this benefit, or she didn't like the way I handled it, and then people are like, she's not a twat. She is. Because she didn't say, hey, Jim. She comes out and she goes, Jim's fanboy stuff is disgusting, and he doesn't care about somebody with cancer, or something like that. So it's like, yeah, you're a cunt for saying that. You're not a cunt for saying, hey, Jim, I wish you would have gotten back to us, or I don't like the way you handled that. That would have been a point that I would have answered her politely. If she had emailed me that, I would have written her back politely if I saw the email. But the fact that she's just a douchebag like that, that's not... But someone like that would say, hey, I was just giving a legitimate criticism. No, you weren't. And who out there among you wants to be told something in a shitty way and then respond pleasantly to it? None of you do. And then I fucking bash her back, and she says, I'm trying to rally the troops. Meanwhile, the first communication I had with her was I responded something nasty to her. I said, I texted Levy back, you twat, in a fucking DM. So that should have ended it. You said something shitty publicly. I respond privately. That should be the end of it. But then she showed what I posted and then went again publicly. So that I go publicly and she accuses me of trying. It's like, and now you got to make yourself a victim, you fucking pathetic nothing? Holy shit, did that annoy me.
You've done a lot for charity. Holy fuck. We all know that. No, I'm here to tell the people that. That's all. You can't say that.
But it wasn't even...
I've seen you step up many, many fucking times for people.
It wasn't even her point that bothered me. It wasn't even the point of that. It was just the way she went about it. And that's, to me, what makes somebody shitty or not shitty. It's not the legitimate critique or the legitimate concern or point or thing you don't like. Because I've gotten a lot of them that made sense sometimes. I don't think I'm above that. I've gotten them on Twitter. On Twitter, it's harder because it's 140 characters, so things might come off shittier than people intend. But in emails, I've gotten plenty.
Right.
And I got this one scumbag who emailed my other account, the Jim Norton Show email account, and accused me of being anti-Semitic or whatever. Like this fucking...
What?
It's just utter nonsense.
Over what?
I don't even remember. He's a cunt. I wrote him back. It was utter nonsense.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for today.
Yes.
Hopefully Anthony will be back Monday. He had 9 teeth removed yesterday.
Uppers.
All uppers?
Yeah.
And what, they're doing the downers next week?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. So I guess it's he's heading toward the
false teeth.
The false teeth, like we've talked about. I don't want that day to come. I don't want to look at Anthony with false teeth.
Yeah.
But the swelling and the throbbing pain kept him home today. So, and we're losing Jimmy for a few days.
I'll be back
Big
Wednesday.
LA trip,
Yeah,
right?
I'm doing a Leno piece.
Nice.
November 1st, I'm with Dice at the Beacon Theater. And I guess this is the date now, Friday and Saturday, October 25, 26 at the Comedy Club in Rochester. 2 shows each night.
Is that Halloween weekend now?
No.
When's Halloween?
I don't know.
When's Halloween?
The 31st.
Oh, Brock.
That's 5 days before.
All
But
right,
I can't do Weez in the morning, so I'm flying up Friday morning.
Well, how about I do that for you? I might plan a little Rochester
please
trip if
do,
you're heading
man.
that way.
So I would normally have gone up Thursday and done a Thursday night show, but since my manager and agent communicate poorly or whatever it is, one knew I had something to shoot, and the other one didn't know it or did know it and forgot. I don't know what the story is, but so a gig was booked, and now there's a problem.
All right, we're gonna go to Mama San's though. Relax, we'll get through this. We're good.
It's just frustrating.
We're good. We'll get through this.
Halloween's on a Thursday, so you know.
Of what weekend or whatever? You know what I mean.
The 31st of October.
Okay,
weekend
good.
after that.
All right, so good. I might be able to make a Rochester trip work. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
See you.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
And, the show continues on the Twitter and all that. Most of you, I want to acknowledge most of you are cool as shit on Twitter. And
Delightful.
I appreciate that. Unfortunately, a lot of times the haters get a little more attention than they should, I guess. So I know most of you guys are cool as shit. I'm Opie Radio on Twitter, one word, OPIE Radio. And, of course, Jim Norton on Twitter. Not Sam. Ugh, God, fucking promote you today. Fuck.
Why can't you be good about it and nice about it?
I was.
No, you started going, ugh, I don't want to do this. Oh, fuck. You did that all out loud.
I verbalized that?
That was verbalized,
That
and
was
I
supposed
heard
to
it.
stay in my head. I'm really sorry about that.
That's cool.
Fucking asshole. And Anthony Cumia on the Twitter. CUMIA. We'll see you guys Monday.